Previously on Dark Heresy.
Ooh, we've gone full circle. Gone back to normal.
It's felt like it. Yeah, so.
Gone back. Time for vanilla.
Back to normal, the greatest heresy.
Gaius was summoned to the Inquisitor's study, and there, while awaiting her entrance, he helped himself to a book on St. Drusus. When Mesmeron finally arrived, she told him he was welcome to help himself to her personal library in her absence, and even offered him an alternate book to take with him, also on the saint, but one she described as being a better written version of the book he had chosen. Gaius and Mesmeron spoke at length. She commended Gaius on his performance so far, thanked him for his efforts in defending her home and trying to stop Jeeves from injecting her. She told him what she expected of him during his time with the Arbites, and then they spoke of Lystug, how the Inquisitor believed someone or something was shrouding his perception of Lystug from her. I don't know what I've written there, that doesn't make sense. She even admitted that she was perhaps a little lost without the presence of a man named Mavos, who she said had once guided her, and that she was so obsessed with doing what must be done that she had forgotten to ask if she should do what should be done or something. She asked you to take Mavos's place when she returned and to become her spiritual guide. You agreed, and she shook your hand, sealing the deal. Canni followed Spring to the toilet, where she gave him the fruits of her latest pilferings. She apologised, having been unable...
Sorry, it's just the innuendo.
I realise, yeah, I should have written pause for Johnny. Having been unable to get thrones from the wealthy visitors to the carnival as there had been on that day, after everything that had happened, she handed you instead some flugs and explained how they worked and that they did not replace the need for oxygen, and told you the tale of how someone named Twisty Bob had met his end, thinking otherwise. You thought they would come in handy, perhaps. You didn't give too much thought to where she got them, but that's not your business, right?
No, certainly not.
Siegfried was summoned to the study next, and there, Mesmeron explained that she had not been particularly impressed with his early performance in her service, but she admitted she was partly to blame, having taken him from the House of the Whispered Hand against the advice of the master there. She told you that when she returned, she could perhaps help you with a long-term way of controlling your murderous urges, and offered you something to tide you over, a shoulder-holstered Kemrig, which she gave you the choice of wearing and control over. She told you she had intended to have you fitted with it against your will, but after coming to her aid and defending the mansion and killing Speyer, she decided to give you a second chance. But she warned you, if your behaviour reverted to that of a psychopathic murderer, she would take control of the device. She briefed you on what was expected of you during your service to Lady Pagny, warning you to stay your hand and not kill indiscriminately, and told you that perhaps Trantia could assist you from time to time. She, like you, is quite used to mixing with the rich and powerful. Most surprising of all was that Mesmeron told you she was giving you the second set of gate stones to allow you access to the mansion remotely without having to return to the carnival. During your chat with Mesmeron, you made a number of jokes. Mesmeron seemed amused at times. She then asked you of your strange experience. You asked her if she was in fact a twin. She led you to the paintings, showing how she could alter them, and explained some of how the mansion worked and that it took the form its owner desired, and that it had once looked very different when it belonged to Arcturus, her previous master, but after his death it had taken the form of the home in which Mesmeron had been raised. She told you she had removed Persephone's image from the paintings as they often led to painful questions. She then took you upstairs to the room where you had seen...
Where I asked painful questions.
Yes. She took you upstairs to the room where you had seen the girl calling for her mother, which was, it turned out, a hollow room that could replicate memories. As it turned out, the girl calling for her mother, a rather creepy experience the first few times you witnessed it, was quite simply a memory of Mesmeron playing hide-and-seek with her sister and mother. The Inquisitor told you of her powers awakening, how Persephone's power came first, a diviner of the future, she said. She described how her powers began to drive Persephone mad, and their parents had given Persephone a boy, an untouchable, she called him, to suppress her abilities. Antonia revealed how she had grown jealous of their friendship and a fight had occurred. She told you how it was an accident, and that she later learned she should not have been able to overcome the boy's ability to null psychic powers. She described how she had torn them both apart and then in grief and guilt tried to put them back together, and she had succeeded in a fashion, but the two had become fused into one. It's a story similar to one you've heard before, Siegfried, that of Gladstock and the Slough. She went on to tell you a little of what happened next, how after an outburst of violence in her home occurred, the Machenko home, it was learned her family had been breeding psychers in secret for many years. The twins were then taken to Terra, where Persephone was sacrificed to the Golden Throne, and Antonia was sanctioned, joining the Inquisition. At least that's what she believed. She also told how her eyes had been burnt out in the sanctioning process and then regrown. But now, since your vision, and with everything else going on, the Inquisitor had begun to suspect that perhaps she had been lied to about Persephone's fate. She began to mumble, assembling the facts. You had been on Iacanthos. You saw Iacanthos in your vision. Varak had been on Iacanthos. Varak's files were here. Varak and Soldavan were allies. Soldavan had done something to her mind. And you witnessed Mesmeron change, her face distending and becoming monstrous. And then she simply vanished. You reacted by whistling and casually strolling off, heading towards the infirmary.
My
Canni,
work here is done.
Yeah. I've sent the Inquisitor mental, off I go. Canni received a call from Vernetta inviting him to the workshop, and there she gave him his new armour. It fit beautifully. Vernetta showed him the design for a new meat hook, Sally Mark II, fitted with the tip of the claw taken from the beast in the carnival. She asked if Canni had any objection to using a Xenos weapon. Canni did not. Vernetta told him of the fate of Millie, what she suspected had become of her, and that she suspected Martiana Hampton had been under the beast's control in some way, and that he should perhaps talk to Wiley McCann about what happened to Millie's remains, although she did have a theory of her own. She also offered to come with Canni when he told Horace of the fate of Millie. Gaius met with Les, caught him polishing his new arm, shared a drink and a cigar with him. Les gave Gaius his repaired shotgun, explaining it could now be breech-loaded. Specialist ammunition could be slotted in 1 round at a time. Gaius had given Les the weapon a few days earlier and asked Les to make it better, I believe were his words. Les had initially been reluctant to do so, saying that maintenance and repair was more his thing. Gaius had been most persuasive. This persuasion occurred again as Gaius urged Les to make him a shotgun mod for his bionic arm. Again, Les seemed reluctant to do so, but eventually agreed. Gaius also asked for a firing port to be put into his shield and a drill attachment for his arm. Les seemed to think that that was probably within his skill set. Gaius then headed off to the temple to pray, perhaps. Who knows? Finally, Canni received a summons to meet Mesmeron in the foyer. They discussed his mission and King Sanchez. Mesmeron explained she intended to help Sanchez take control of the underworld and even gain a share of some legitimate business enterprises, but he would never become fully legit. Doing so would, you pointed out, create a power create a
Exactly what I
vacuum.
said.
The Inquisitor seemed impressed that you had figured this out by yourself. You are, after all, not well known for your mental capacity. She led you through the entrance to the mansion, and you boarded the Reckless Endeavour for the first time. You saw your home, Desalium, from high orbit, and met Captain Adal, a man hardwired into the ship's command throne, who had a sort of eye patch and spoke like a stereotypical pirate, claiming his Vox unit was malfunctioning. Mesmeron led you along a corridor where you encountered 2 people, a thick-set muscular man carrying a spear and shield, and a very petite woman covered in tattoos who carried some strange weapons and spoke curiously about death. Her skin was dyed white, her tongue was split down the middle, and her teeth were filed to sharp points. She seemed to take a keen interest in you. As you walked the length of the ship, Mesmeron explained to you that you had not come into existence through the usual means, and that she knew this as she once knew a man just like you, a man named Tal Marak. And she had worked with Tal Marak, to find ways to compensate for his weaknesses as a warrior, the same weaknesses she said you had. After a long walk, you find yourself in the company of Genitor 46 Rund, a strange agglomeration of human and other biological matter encased in an armoured shell of scrap metal, with a huge Xenos skull as a helmet, which is definitely not a Hive Tyrant skull. The Inquisitor seemed to have little time for Rund, who appeared to have an odd sense of humour and a desire to collect a sample from you. Rund offered you something, a fleshy-looking mass bristling with tubes and pipes. He told you this was the polygenic harness. It was the key to his work in genetic alteration, and he offered it to you, explaining what it could do, how it was the basis for other alterations that could be made to you. But he warned that these alterations were not without risk or potential side effects, which he listed. You weren't sure if he was being serious about some of these side effects, a strange obsession with country music being one of them.
No!
Heresy.
It was perhaps yet another use of his strange sense of humour. But you took the harness back to the mansion, along with instructions for Pench and Vernetta on how to install it into you. On the way back, you passed the captain once more. Mesmon seemed to struggle to hide her amusement at his condition. And did she call him Cap'n? Just before you parted ways with the Inquisitor, she gave you a warning. She did not tell you to keep away from Vernetta, but she did express her desire that you do not break her. Throughout your entire time with Mesmeron, she had seemed friendly, jovial even, but at this moment she seemed, even to a man of your strength and power, a little scary. The Inquisitor strode off towards her study once more, calling Ferrunus to join her next.
She's got a new boss in her sight now, hasn't she? Now that Seraph's gone. You got competition, Canni.
I don't think that's it at all. But
Never know. Continue.
Gaius.
Side quest. Down big.
Gaius.
Quest.
It's around 10 p.m. currently. Gaius, you enter the temple. Father Praxis is there, kneeling before the altar, hands across his chest in the sign of the Aquila. His head is bowed, but he looks up as you open the door and says, Gaius, well met. How went your meeting with the Inquisitor?
Well met, Praxis. Can make the sound of Aquila as I do this.
Mhm.
I'll say, yes, thanks, folks. Asking, the meeting was satisfactory.
Good. Good.
She, quite charming when she wants to be.
She can be,
That's the side of Mesmeron I saw today. So
she can...
Yes. So it was good enough for me, Praxis. And it was basically a filling of what I'm going to be doing next.
Yes, I've heard. Time with the
You
Arbites.
already know what I'm going to be doing next. When did you hear? I just found out about half an hour ago.
Well, you actually found out a day earlier, I think. I think
yes,
it was mentioned before, yeah.
Yes.
But Praxis says anyway, says, the Inquisitor has spoken with me a number of times regarding her faith. She rarely seeks my counsel over inquisitorial matters, but she did approach myself to ask my opinion on Drummond, if I consider him a man of faith, and she explained why that you would be posted with him.
And what conclusion did you come to?
He is a good man.
Yeah,
He has served
Matt.
He has served the Decilium Arbites for almost 2 decades, and I have evidence that he has frequently attended a nearby temple most of his life.
Oh, that is very, very good news. Very good news indeed. For that'll make it much easier to strike a good relationship up with, my former master, well, my next master, should I say, until time comes for me to do my job.
I think he'll get on with Drummond well, but remember, he is only publicly your master, and he is aware of this.
Yes, I understand completely.
Good.
I know my role. I like it. I like it, to be honest. I'm looking forward to getting out on the field and just dealing a bit of justice.
You're a man of action.
Yes.
I understand. In my youth, I too was a man of action. These days, not so much.
I just think the Emperor's Creed needs to be put on the streets, and some of these bad people need to be taken care of. I feel like I'm doing the Emperor's work on the streets that way. Yeah, I can come to the chapel and preach on a Sunday, or other evenings if I need to. But during the day, why not rid the streets of scum, filth, and villainy?
Perhaps you could attend the chapel that Drummond attends.
That's what I was saying.
Yes, I think a few of the Arbites from that precinct go there. It's just outside the port, I believe.
Sorry. Just need to spit my old bean. I'll swallow it. I can't.
How dare you spit on the floor of the
I don't spit.
You mentioned the Emperor's name. Like, what?
Now, was there something I could do for you, Gaius? Is there something that has brought you here today?
Just yourself, really, and the whole place. I'm just going to. I'll do all my praying later, just before I go. But I want my conversation with him.
Yeah.
Can I ask you in confidence?
You can ask me anything in confidence.
I'm not going to ask you about Mesmeron's personal affairs because that's way beyond my remit. But just how should I approach her? What's your best view? Because you have been doing it for a bit. Just to give me an inside bit of information.
Gaius, the best way to deal with the Inquisitor is to obey her and to be honest with her.
Well,
Other than that, I cannot offer you advice.
Room when I've cast with the wrong temperament. I'm just saying, temperament-wise, how should I? I've learnt a little bit, but you must know otherwise signs of when you shouldn't say things, because I don't want to get thrown across the room by my neck again.
Don't talk to her when she's on the rag.
Antonia.
Been on the rag for 3 months.
Antonia is a troubled woman.
Why she's always sad and tired.
She has seen much. She has lost much. She at times struggles to maintain her emotions. Her rage is palpable. Think yourself lucky that all she did was throw you across a room, Gaius.
I do. I've seen her punch through, man.
I've seen her do worse.
So, I just really don't want to disappoint. That's
my advice. In the future, if you must bring her bad news, be prepared to deliver good news immediately after, or have an idea of how to make amends for said bad news.
Here's an example then. Mesmeron. I've got some bad news. The engines have failed and the back decks of the ship are burning. But on the plus side, it's Canni's birthday.
Perhaps that is not the good news I was expecting. I would suggest something along the lines of Inquisitor. The engines are failing. However, we do have numerous personnel working to restore them, and we are beginning a hunt for the cause of the engine failure.
Oh yes.
Immediately.
Okay, I thought
that's the sort of thing she likes.
Oh, okay. I thought that thing happens without us saying it.
The thing is, Gaius, she's not a micromanager. She used to have a team of senior agents who she delegated to, and they would delegate down through the ranks to people in positions such as yourselves. She has gone from having a staff of hundreds to having these people here in this mansion, not including, of course, the crew of the Reckless, but they are not inquisitorial in nature.
Yeah.
Most of them.
I see. Oh gosh, this place must have been filled then.
Well,
How many?
oddly
How
enough,
much congregation have you had? Have you had
How m-
all the benches filled?
well, only for special occasions. But generally speaking, the mansion can hold a seemingly unlimited number of people. It can be altered by the Inquisitor. However, the number of people who dwelled here permanently has remained fairly constant over the last few years. The more junior acolytes, usually did not take up residence here. They would be out in the field or in sleeper cells, that sort of thing. You should think yourself lucky to be here at such a rank as your own.
Yes, I do feel myself lucky, Praxis.
And don't take this the wrong way, Gaius, but you're only here because there are no alternatives.
Gaius finds this very funny. Well, the Emperor sent me as your last alternative.
The Emperor did not send you, Gaius. You were brought.
He certainly did. The Emperor sends us all to do our tasks, Praxis.
Perhaps I should
the
explain
Emperor
something
sent
else
you
to
here.
you. I think there has been a misunderstanding, Gaius. I was not a resident of this place until very recently. I was someone who dwelled within the city of Scintilla, keeping watch over certain other people for signs of heresy. The Inquisitor did not bring me here to serve her, Gaius. She brought me here for you. The ritual we put you through, the marks upon your flesh,
Oh yes.
your armor.
These dirty scars.
These are not dirty scars, Gaius. These are your armor. You are armored in the sins
Yes, I
of others
understand
by
that,
choice.
but, you know, I know what they're mixed with.
But do you not see, Gaius? Do you not see what they represent?
I
They are.
understand what they represent, but that does not make me feel any less that they are dirty upon my skin.
You took them by choice. This is a selfless act. Such a thing is designed to protect against greater corruption, but in order to be work, it can only be inscribed upon someone of absolute purity. The Inquisitor, I believe, has searched for you, well, someone like you, for a long time. Someone to shoulder her burdens, to absorb her sins. I believe she sees great things in your future, Gaius, and I hope that when the time comes, I am there with you by your side to help you with these things.
Oh, okay, Praxis. Okay. This talk has been very insightful. Now,
It's always a pleasure.
Shall we pray?
Let us pray.
So, Gaius is going to spend an hour praying next to Praxis if he's going to stay and hang around.
Cool.
And before I do anything else, do you want to move on to someone else while I think of what I'm going to do next?
Yeah, sure. I'm just going to grab a beer.
Oh, I'm going to get a drink.
How much, Hayden, how much do you get that money back soon? What, today?
No. I don't want it back within 2 years. It's 2 year
Okay.
loan. Yeah.
Well, what about the bike tire? Do need
2 year loan.
Yeah.
Get your own shit sorted out. I'm not in a rush.
Okay, dude.
All right.
It's annoying being the.
No, just take it, dude. You'll be in a strong position where I'll be in a shit one later, but you'll be able to help me.
Yeah.
What friends do.
So it's back and forth.
Yep. You know, Hayden lends you a bit of money, you suck him off when he's horny. I mean, that's how these things work, yeah?
Much, yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, Siegfried.
I walked in at the
Moving
wrong
on.
moment there.
You did, yeah.
Dave wants to lend me money. Dave wants to lend me money. So,
Well, I was going to get to that a bit later. I was buttering you up first. Let's do your scene, and then we'll see if you want to borrow any money off me. Siegfried, you enter the infirmary. Dr. Pench is over by the body scanner. There's no one else here. You last saw Trantia and Titulos, who have been quite permanent residents here. You last saw them in the dining room. Currently, there's only Dr. Pench in the room. What would you like to do?
who sends it?
Yours.
Oh shit! Sorry, I was just highlighting. It's good. No pun intended. So yeah, I've walked in. Yeah, I need to talk about the camera, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
So okay. Sorry, Pench.
Ah.
Pench, my good man.
Ah, Rice-Law. Good timing. I was just about to call you.
Really? Oh, excellent. Well,
Yes.
preempted you.
The Inquisitors asked me to give you the once over. Says you were behaving a little oddly earlier when you spoke to her.
Yeah, it's funny. It seems to be going around that. I didn't say I was behaving. Anyway, carry on. So what's she? You got something to? Has it got anything to do with this? And I'll just show him the Kemrick thing.
Oh, no, I was expecting this conversation about that. I don't know why he's speaking like this all of a sudden. He doesn't speak like this. I was expecting to have a bit of a discussion about that. Yeah, but no. She said, well, for one thing, she said you'd been having some weird dreams or visions or something. You know, been a bit of that going around. And then she says, upstairs in the hollow room, you spoke to her about what she referred to as a personal matter, personal to her, and you discussed Arcanthos, and then you just sort of went blank, phased out, and then wandered off while whistling to yourself. Is that right?
Well, I remember it slightly different. Yeah, the Inquisitor seemed to have a moment and then disappeared.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you just... And he pats the scan and says, pop up on here and we'll see if everything's all right in that noggin of yours. See if there's anything going on that you aren't aware of. You know, people around here have been forgetting things, remembering things. You know, Inquisitors just ask fuck and run a quick scan on you, make sure you're okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get onto the bench thing, and I'll. Do I have to lie down or?
Yep. Yeah, it's a bit like a CT scan type thing.
Okay, cool. And I'm just going to check out the room. See if he's got any prepped needles ready or anything that can be used to sedate me.
Make an awareness test. It's +10. It's sight based, so you've got your enhanced sight as well.
Mm-hmm. So. So enhanced sight, what is that? Does that give me a bonus of kind? Oh,
yeah, it gives you another +10, yeah. So +20 altogether.
Oh, I've just done +10.
Well, that's
that'll
pretty
do.
good roll. So you look round there, the infirmary, there's nothing suspicious going on. It looks pretty much like it always does. The scanner begins to pass up and down your body.
Mm-hmm.
Pench, you do notice with that roll, Pench is watching a screen as he does so, watching the readout on it, and you see him frown. And he says, yeah. Weird. Yeah.
What's don't mind telling me what exactly you're finding weird?
Well, I mean, physically, you're fine. Don't worry about that, Siegfried. You're a picture of health for a man of your age. But look here. And he helps you up off the bench and leads you to the screen. And he says, these are your brain scan results.
Ah.
And he shows you a series of wiggly lines. I'd like you to make another awareness test, please, at -10. So it'd be a straight awareness test with your enhanced sight.
Okay. Okay. Looks like Jeeves has been playing with crayons again.
Okay. So you see him flick through a number of different pages before he says, "These physically you're fine. These are your brain scan results," and you see these layers of you, and there's one that is basically a picture of you. It's like a 3D rotating image of you, complete with clothing, and there's one that's you naked. Roll a d12, please.
Say, I might have to use a fate point there. Exactly. Second.
Sorry, it's d8. Sorry, not a d12, a d8.
Fucking hell, that's even worse. I'm gonna re-roll that one.
With your one and only fate point.
You get a 2 in. Better.
Siegfried's generously
Wait,
proportioned 12-inch penis is represented on this image. There's another layer that shows your skin. It's like scanned through your skin. You can see the musculature. You can see body fat. You can see all these layers. You can see your veins. You can see your skeletal system, your nervous system. Loads of different layers. You notice another layer. And it seems to show a few lines throughout your body. You don't know much about medical stuff, but you do know a bit about anatomy from the things you've done. And you don't understand what this is showing. You don't understand what this is registering. And then he eventually gets to this page that shows a picture of your brain, and it shows these wavy lines that don't make much sense to you. And he says, now, you see, the thing is, I mean, this ain't my area of expertise, you know, I'm a surgeon, you know. I'm not 100% sure what I am looking at right now, but I've seen patterns of brainwaves like this before.
Have you? Where?
Well, you remember that bloke you brought in, you and Gaius? The Lord, the one whose brains got splattered all over the fucking floor in here, called Jan.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Him. He was a bit of fun, wasn't he?
Yeah. The chap who had the orb. Looks a little bit like his, not as pronounced, but yeah.
Really?
Similar.
What do you think that could mean?
Well, the current theory is that the orb was doing things to his brain. He was muttering when he was in here, wasn't he? Ranting about fields of bone and cities of the dead and things like that. Did you hold the orb at any time, Siegfried?
Did I hold the orb?
Yeah, you held it for about 3 hours on the journey from his house back to the mansion.
I may have held it for a few hours on the way back to the mansion.
Right. Right, well, I hope you understand, but I better let the Inquisitor know about that. You know, it might be nothing, it might be temporary, we don't know.
I've been nice lately. Maybe that's symptom.
Yeah.
I
wonder if these things you've seen in the mansion and whatever you saw happen to the Inquisitor, I wonder if it's something to do with this orb.
Possibly. Who can know such mysteries? I'm just here to shoot.
I mean, we know it does things to Gladstock as well, don't we? So it clearly messes with the mind in some way. Just be careful when you're out there in Lady Pagny's company, and if you have any more trouble like this, you pop back when you can, yeah, and I'll take another look at you.
Have you got any keep this at bay?
Well, I don't know what it is, so I can't rightly keep it at bay. But I'll do some research. I'll analyse your test results, make some inquiries, that sort of thing. See what can be done. But I'll have a word with the Inquisitor as well, just to keep her in the loop, you know.
You need to take any blood tests, any blood or anything like that?
I mean, yeah, won't hurt, will it? And he whips out a quick needle, takes a little blood sample from you.
Okay.
Right. So, you wanted to talk about the Kenrig, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Inquisitor mentioned it to me. I'm glad she decided not to go through with it, by the way. The whole forced installation thing. It's a bit grim, that. Bit final. So anyway.
A little intrusive.
Yeah. I mean, it would be surgically implanted in you and you wouldn't have much control. In fact, you'd have no control over it. And I'm for one, glad that I don't have to do such a procedure. Because I've never done one before and I might fuck it up. Anyway, so the way it works, you can put pretty much anything into it. Standard chems, combat drugs, whatever. the Inquisitor was planning to put a little mix in there. It'll hold up to 4 shots of 4 different chems or drugs, whatever you got. You can trigger all of them at once. However, I would advise you only do that in desperate situations. It can be a lot for the body to take on at once. I'm sure you understand.
Yeah, she mentioned that.
I mean, the Inquisitor's plan was she was going to trigger it remotely, or someone, I don't know who, depending on whether you, basically would make you a very good or a very bad boy, depending on what she wanted. But now you have the option. So the 2 drugs the Inquisitor was planning on putting in, this one, and it holds up a vial. He says, I think I've already given you some of this. This is called Easil. It like blocks your base instincts, you know. It depends, you know, the effects of it depend on what your base instincts are. In your case, from what I've learned, and by the way, no judgment on this, it'll suppress them urges you get.
Oh yes.
And then he holds up a second vial. And this is a little concoction of my own. I'll call it Pass. It basically wipes away the concept of free will. Yeah, impressive, eh? Anyway, it makes the user do nothing unless he's told to. And then he will do whatever he is told to do. And you can see how the Inquisitor planned on using these 2 in conjunction, yeah? Make you not follow your urges, make you highly susceptible to suggestion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clever woman. However, it's in your control. So, I mean, you're welcome. You've got some Easil, I think. I do have a bit more. But, I mean, the Pass thing, I would honestly suggest you don't put that in yourself, because the last thing you want to do is be highly susceptible to suggestion when you're out in the field, do you? That's going to be stupid.
That could be most inconvenient.
But yeah, any other drug, anything you need, stims, chems, anything you've already got. I've got a few bits and pieces.
What would you suggest for a man such as myself?
Well, I mean, I've got a few bits and pieces left, but you and Canni have been going through my stock pretty quickly. I've got a little bit of Friends on, a bit of Ghostfire, hard to come by these days. A bit of Scraper Ripper, or Scrapper Ripper, sorry. Some Ferriter, some Stims, and some Detox. That's about it, really. You've also got some in your inventory, Siegfried, if you want to have a look. And I will give you a rundown of what these things do.
Yeah.
So you can put up to 4 shots of 4 different drugs. Or you could, in theory, put 16 shots of one drug in if you had enough. It's up to you. So, what you've got... Oh, why have I deleted all that? I've deleted a massive chunk of stuff. You bellend. Right, let me just go up the fucking drug table. So I'm pretty certain you've got some Friends on. Well, right, just add what you take when you choose it. I thought I checked and you still had some. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just quickly figure out what you've got. So you've got a dose of Slort.
Yeah.
A dose of Kick. Wide Awake, which just turns you into Timmy Mallet. You've got 2 Stims, 5 Easil. That's the one that basically suppresses your urges. 1 Friends on. You've also got Obscura, which you probably shouldn't put in it because it's a sort of smoky thing rather than an injecty thing. So I'll run through what these do. What else has he got? A bit of Ghostfire.
Yeah, I'll have some Ghost.
Scraper Ripper.
I was on Iacanthos. An interesting experience.
Ghostfire.
Okay, so I'll tell you what your options are. Slort, you've got some Slort. He hasn't got any more. You've got 1 dose. This increases your agility and perception bonus by 3 for 2d10 minutes. After it wears off, you have to take a toughness test, or you're minus 20 agility and perception for 1d5 hours.
Yeah.
So basically, it makes you move a lot faster, and it boosts your awareness and things like that.
Cool.
So that's agility and perception for Slort. Most of them have got side effects when they wear off. Kick removes fatigue and gives immunity to fatigue. Wide awake ignores fatigue, so it's like another version of kick. But it doesn't give immunity to fatigue, whereas kick does. Stims basically ignore the effects of critical damage and make you unable to be stunned. Ignore crit. No stun. Easel is the one that removes your urges.
Mm-hmm.
Friends on, which you've got one of, and I believe Pench has got a little more, gives you frenzy and immunity to fear.
Okay, cool. I'll take
Ghostfire. Ghostfire gives you fearless, frenzy, and unnatural agility ×2. But it does make you take damage.
Yeah, that's okay.
So Friends on and Fearless are similar, but Ghostfire is more potent and has a worse side effect.
I'll go for some Ghostfire. I'll have some Ghostfire if that's all right.
Hang on a sec. See what else we've got. Scraper Ripper gives you extra agility and reduces your willpower when you're surprised, or you will react violently, which could be absolutely hilarious. Verita reduces willpower and perception and causes visions which may or may not be the future. I mean, Pench isn't telling you he recommends
which one is
this.
Which one is this?
Verita. Pench isn't recommending you have this, by the way. He's just telling you what he's got in the
I'm not gonna go for that. That's silly.
You can also put detox in it if you want, which removes the effect of any drug in your system, and also removes the effects of toxins and gases, but will stun you.
Okay, so I want one Ghostfire.
So you want a Ghostfire?
Ghostfire. I want a Wide Awake.
We're wide awake.
Wide awake.
A one Kick.
Kick. You got one more.
And one Detox as well.
Detox. Good call. Okay. So none of those were drugs you had.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna figure out how much he's got, so I know how much to give you. Ghostfire. He's going to give you 3 doses of Ghostfire.
Yeah.
He's going to give you 2 doses of Wide Awake. Kick. He hasn't got any kick, but you have.
Yeah.
I think you just had 1 dose of kick. Oh, you had 1 Wide Awake as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you've got 3 doses of Wide Awake, 1 dose of kick that was yours.
Yeah.
And detox, he's got quite a bit of detox, I think. 3, 4. Yeah, so you can have a full canister of detox.
Okay.
You've got 4 detox for now.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, so you can basically use these whenever you want. He also says, I mean, I'll show you how to refill it as well. And so we start showing you how to put these chemicals in. I would like you to make, this would be a tech use. No, it would be a chem use test. I don't know if you have chem use.
I do.
You do?
I've got it Mac.
All right. So, yeah, you've got fucking +20 chem use.
Yeah.
So he gives you a +10 because he's showing you how to use it. So make a chem use test at
+30.
+30, including all your fucking
Plus
bonuses.
20 chem use, Johnny.
I
That's,
don't
Yeah.
like drugs, but the drugs like me.
that's better than Canni.
Actually, I think that might be wrong because that +20 that you've got is already in your profile.
Oh, right.
So
I'll pass, though.
it should have just been a +10. So
Yeah.
it's still a good pass. So that would be 2 degrees of success. So yeah, you're fairly confident that you can refill this and also attach it, because although it's not implanted into you, it does require a bit of attachment. Basically, you put it on like a shoulder holster, you put it onto the side of you, and you pull the 2 clips in, and the 4 needles basically pull round and stab yourself. So it's already injected. It doesn't really hurt. It's a real fine needle. And then basically you have down that arm, you have a little button on your hand, a button under each finger, and you can trigger whichever one or combination or all 4 and go fucking mental. So to do one, it's a free action.
Okay.
To do 2, it's a half action. To do 3 or 4 is a full action.
Okay.
But 4 could potentially have some harmful effects.
God. Oh, well.
I lost it, Siegfried.
Okay. And I will add all that into your character sheet. So right at the bottom of your character sheet, you'll have the instructions on how that works, what you've got fitted in it, and what each drug does. So you'll be able to see that. Okay.
Excellent.
Right. Anything else you'd like to do with Dr. Pench?
And activate all 4 of my drugs. I'm joking. No. Thank you, Pench. Dick. Like that.
Yeah. No worries. You pop back whenever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, and that world of all that nonsense about the world of what do they call it, the bone field. What was it?
He was talking about fields of bone, the the woken dead, all sorts of shit.
Oh right, yeah, that sounds like...
Cyclopean cities of alien design, all sorts of different things he was ranting about.
Fantastic stuff. I recall some. Yeah, it reminded me a little of home. Okay, and then I'll just turn and walk out. Leave him on that.
All right. So, Canni,
Hello.
we last saw you in the foyer of the mansion. What would you like to do?
I would like to go to your med bay, please.
You may go, and you pass Siegfried on your way in, because this is all happening roughly the same time.
I'll give him a wink.
I shall return the wink and a knowing nod.
There's a lot of winking and shit going on. All right.
Siegfried.
Good evening, Canni. Get the doctor to hook you up. Look, check this out. I show him the camera glow.
Oh yeah, you got some new toys. Check this bad boy out. I'm gonna bring out
Yeah.
this canister with a strange gland in it.
Wow.
Yeah, I was tempted to eat it. I've been trying to resist just to knock it back, but no, Dr. Pench's going to put it in me. It's going to make me much stronger, you see. Much
Got
stronger.
something to put in.
Yeah. Looks like we're getting all the toys today, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's like the Emperor's Ascension Day all over again. It's just come out.
Yeah, just like the Emperor's Ascension Day.
Yeah.
It's Gaius's birthday and everyone's getting presents.
A birthday too, Gaius.
I wish it could be Gaius' birthday every day.
Celebrate this, actually.
Well, bearing in mind that I do actually have a record of when everyone's birthday is, so maybe everyone will get presents every time it's someone's birthday.
Was I technically even born? That's the question.
You've got a VAT release day. It's probably stamped on you somewhere, as well as a best before date
under the ball bag.
on the taint.
I've got a quote for this, which is quite apt for Canni. The brightest flame always burns the shortest. Quote from
Alan Garfield's poems.
Gordon with the cyborgs. What did he say?
Alan Garfoot's poems.
No,
Oh,
no,
right, I thought that was one of it.
it's what the cyborgs said in one of Harrison Ford with floating cars.
Cyberpunk?
Blade Runner.
Blade
Blade
Runner.
Runner, that's one.
Yeah, it's what
that's
the
Cyberpunk.
cyborg says
I'm
when we're on about like how long
Yeah.
you've got to live.
Oh, when he's
Right.
doing his whole
There's a
I've
chapter.
watched sea beams dance off the shoulder of Orion.
Yeah.
And it's like, apparently he made
yeah,
most of that up as well. Apparently most of
Yeah.
that speech was just made up on the spot.
That's incredible. That really
Like,
that was totally his role. Amazing.
So
That
it's
was
same in Apocalypse Now when Marlon Brando's going, I watched a snail crawl along the edge of a straight razor. Apparently he made that up. And apparently Dennis Hopper was stood in the background going, because Dennis Hopper fucking hates Marlon Brando. You know, there's the scene where Marlon Brando chucks a camera at Dennis Hopper's character right near the end. Apparently that wasn't scripted. That was Marlon Brando trying to get Dennis Hopper off the set. He's like, get out of my face, Dennis Hopper! Anyway, right, Canni, you're in with Dr. Pench.
All right, Pinchy. You say the room's empty. Oh,
Yeah,
there
only...
was one thing, Dave. It's just a minor thing. Johnny's token. It doesn't have an aura.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just a minor.
I think that's happened before for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, there we go. Right. Okay.
Go well. All right, Pinchy. I see you on your own.
Yeah, I'm on my own, Canni. What can I do for you, mate?
I was going to say, shall we? I'm going to nod to to his room, to his private room.
Okay. He says, "Oh yeah. Come on then, come back." And he leads you into the back.
Okay. I'll pull out my Obscura pipe.
Oh.
Load it.
Yeah.
Take a drawer and then offer it to Mr. Pench.
Okay. He takes it. He rarely turns down such a generous offer. I would. Oh, where's that gone? Excuse me a moment. I've just lost something. Where's my rule for summoning demons through Obscura? Oh no, that's not what I'm looking for at all. What am I talking about? Right. So if you would like to just give me a toughness test, a carouse test, sorry. Canni?
Mm-hmm. Is that 40 for me?
If you have carouse, yeah, I'll give you another +10 for that.
Okay, 6 degrees of success.
Pass. Dr. Pench says, "Oh, cheers, Canni, mate," and he has a good draw on it as well. Where are you, Dr. Pench? There you are. Dr. Killian Pench. Why? Yeah, fuck it, I'll roll in jacks. I've started doing it now. Yep. He's like, I mean, you still get the effect. You still, enter a slightly dreamlike state. It's a good feeling rather than the bad feeling. The bad feeling's not here this time. He says, "Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. It's the stuff I gave you, innit, Canni?"
I think I got this off my old mate Chopper Baz. I don't know. I lose track, to be honest. I lose track. I don't know. Did I get off you? Did I get off Baz? Did I score it in the down Ive? I can't remember.
I mean, I can see the little rabbit. So I thought it was the same stuff I gave you.
Oh yeah, maybe you're right. Pench. I lose track. I lose track sometimes.
You've got that much. It could be any.
So tell me, Penchy, me old mate. Do you know Rand? You ever heard of Rand?
Rand? Yeah. I ain't met him, but I've heard of him. Yeah, guy up on the Reckless. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Mistress Mesmermon. She took me up there.
All right.
She showed me the beautiful Desilium from the sky.
Oh yeah, you've never been off-world before, have you?
Well, yeah, no. I mean, I came from off-world, but that was a long time ago, and I barely remember.
Oh, did you? Oh, I thought you were Decilean born.
Well, yeah. I mean, might as well. I mean, been here most of my life. Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
Hardy boy through and through.
I don't claim to know everything, you know. I just assumed you was from Decileum because that's where we got you from, and you know, most people don't travel much, you know.
No. Anyway, I met this Rand. Nice fella. Good laugh.
Yeah. Well, I've never, like I say, never met him, but I've heard his name mentioned. Inquisitor told me you might be swinging by.
Yeah. You what you heard about him?
Well, I ain't heard much. I know that he keeps to himself mostly. I know he's a member of or was a member of the Mechanicus, and I know he's clearly some sort of expert on genetic manipulation.
Yeah. What do you make of this? I'm going to pull out the gland.
He takes one look at it, and straight away he says, "Ah, yeah. I've seen. I see this. I know exactly what this is. This is a polygenic harness. Do you know how I know that, Canni?
Did Mesron tell you?
Exactly. Can't pull the wool over your eyes."
Certainly not. I'm going to wave my obscura pipe at him knowingly.
He has a little chuckle to himself. He says, "I'll be honest. Inquisitor mentioned it to me, told me a little bit about it, but I don't know much about it. But you got some info for me?"
I've got this data slate with lots of words on it.
Right. Let's have a look.
Oh, you don't have to sort it out now. You don't have to sort it now. There's no rush. But you take your time. with it. I mean, you don't need to hurt your head with these words while we're having having a smoke.
I can manage, but you leave that with me, Canni. You give me a day or so to look it over, read the words, get me head around what we're doing, and if you are interested, I'll schedule it in. Yeah.
Yeah, good. I am interested. Yeah, it's going to make me stronger, and I might be able to get some more organs as well.
Yeah, I hear he can do a lot of stuff. Like, I will give you a warning though, Canni. Some of what he can do can be undone. Some of it can't be undone. So when you do this stuff, if you're going to go through with it, just think careful, yeah? Because some of it might sound good on the face of it, but some of it might have some unforeseen consequences, shall we say?
Yeah, I'll give it a long think.
You should. And if you want some advice about this stuff, you know where I am, yeah?
Yeah, I might need your advice because I don't know exactly what all the organs do, but so I might need you. Yeah, might need a bit of advice from you, Pinch.
I'll help you out. You know me. I'm always helping you out, ain't I, Canni? You know.
You always help me out. You're a good mate, Pinch. Good mate.
Yeah.
In fact, that's why I was here. I wondered if I could ask you a favour.
Yeah. You can ask me a favour, of course, because that's what mates do, innit? They do favours for each other. And you know, you do a favour for a mate one day, and another day that mate might need a favour back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Why? Do you need something doing, Pinch?
No. I'm good, Canni. I'm fine. Make a scrutiny
I've got enough side quests at the minute.
Make a scrutiny test for me, please, Al.
Okay. Oh, there, here we go. Right. Okay, so scrutiny, and I'm gonna stick a 10 on this for sight, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's good. He's good. He don't need any favors.
I'd like to use a fate point.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my fate points never work.
Oh.
Okay, so it's just the same. Yeah,
Yep.
no worries. But if you ever do need anything, you know where I am, don't you?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
This favor I was after. I'm after some clean syringes and some like sample content. I need to take some samples. It's a very important mission for the Inquisitor. That's
Right.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
I need to take some samples. Like.
Give me a deceive test. These are the best kind of lies. The one that even your GM doesn't know is a lie. He's going to make
I'm tempted just to keep the 100 just for a while. Now I think I'm going to have to re-roll the 100 because I don't like critical fails. So let's re-roll that one. Oh no, his roll's much better than mine.
I was just going to say, are you sure you want to, bearing in mind that I've just made that incredibly difficult scrutiny pass?
I'm going to re-roll just because I don't like 100s, even if I don't know if I even have a thing in yours. But I'm going to do it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm implementing it. I'm implementing it where I can. Sometimes I
doesn't
don't
make
implement it
sense,
straight
yeah.
away, and I bring it in another game, like a free pass for another test or something.
So
All
yeah,
right,
I'm.
He
yeah.
looks at you and he goes, "Yeah, needles and stuff for a mission." Yeah,
What mission?
Bardo. And he heads back out into the infirmary for a minute, and he comes back with a box, which has a bit like a chem injector, but it's used for extraction. So you could call it a chem extractor, I suppose. 6 needles and 6 small vials.
This looks perfect, Pinch. Perfect.
Yeah.
You're a good lad.
There you go.
I suppose,
You know, you
It's
don't have to like bullshit me, yeah, Canni. Just tell me you want something. It's fine.
I'm sorry, Pinch. I'm sorry. What it is like? I made a new friend.
You
I
don't
made
even
a new
have to-
friend. This Rund guy. This Rund guy. He's got a thing for samples. You see.
All
In
right.
fact, he tried to stab me with a fucking needle as soon as I saw him with this fleshy tenderate thing. It
All
was
right.
weird as fuck, all things considered. But yeah,
That
so
sounds weird.
I told him I'd take him down to the carnival. But yeah, to be honest, I think he'd fucking stand out even down there, like. So
Yeah.
so I thought I'd do the next best thing and take some samples.
Oh, that's really thoughtful of you, Ken.
Yeah, thoughtful. Yeah, I just didn't think you'd give me this stuff, seeing as it's only just a fucking nonsense self-imposed side quest.
My mission here, my mission objective is to provide medical assistance and expertise to all who dwell within this building. If someone fucking comes in and asks me for something, as far as I'm concerned, that means I'm supposed to give them it, unless I've been expressly told not to do otherwise. For example, the Inquisitor said to me, "Don't give Canni all the Obscura in one day." Things like that, you know. But she didn't say don't give Canni Obscura. She just said don't give Canni all the Obscura in one day. So
Are you telling me you're going to give me Obscura?
well, I mean, if you want some
I've been
Obscura, mate.
scoring off Baz.
I mean, if you want some Obscura, mate, I can give you a bit of Obscura. And he goes into his drawer, opens a drawer, and he pulls out a small package, small foil package with enough for 5 uses of Obscura. He says, "Here, take it. I can get fucking loads of this stuff."
Why didn't no one tell me this before?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've given you some before, Canni.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, I have. You've been smoking too much of it, mate. I mean, me and you, we come in here and smoked it before. That's how you fucking knew to bring me in here today, didn't you?
Yeah, you're a clever one, Pinch, aren't you? You're
They
a clever
do
one.
say
I can't
that.
get fuck all off on you. All right, look, I apologise, Pinch. I'll give you my solemn oath. I won't lie to you again.
I mean, I'm not really bothered. I'm just telling you, you don't have to, mate. I don't care.
Yeah, I feel
It's
bad.
your business.
I feel bad now. Yeah. I thought I was being smart, didn't I? Yeah, but we can't get one over on you, Mr. Smart Man.
I mean, ordinarily, I would agree with you, Canni. I mean, yeah, it's really hard to get one over on me. I'm very observant, very smart, got good eyes, good ends. But right now, Canni, I don't know what the fuck you put in that Obscura, but I'm beginning to think that it is not the stuff I got off you. Because that little rabbit that I keep seeing, it's not a fucking rabbit no more, mate.
Oh, yeah? Well, yeah, just remember, it's all right. Happy thoughts, right? Happy thoughts.
Happy thoughts, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Right. Oh, else, mate. Oh, else.
no, I'm good. You've given me what I need, so yeah, I'll be getting off.
Oh, all right. Well, good to see you, Canni. I'm going to have a little sit down. I think I'm feeling a little bit under the weather right now.
Yeah, you have a lie down, buddy.
You got any orange juice? Oh, sorry, you got any plain juice?
I've got any pledges. I've got this. I'm going to hand over the bottle of blush.
Oh, cheers, mate. I'll take a big swig of that. We'll pinch. Let's see what happens. Dr. Pinch. Oh, crikey. That is the spot, doesn't it? He begins to go a very pale shade of green. Well, otherwise, he seems okay.
Oh, well, Pedgy, there was one thing. Have you still got that Xenos arm kicking around?
Oh, Yeah, it's through here, and he takes you through to this storage room here, which is quite cold. It's clearly refrigerated, and he opens this big green chest, and in there is the big Xenos arm, and you see on the hand that had 3 claws, there's now only 2 claws.
Ah, Canni.
What
The
do you want with
cogs
this?
start ticking. Well, I thought I'd take my first sample. This is pretty unusual, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Help
yeah.
yourself, you know. I ain't been told you can't take it. Take it.
No, I've got my extractor over now. I'll just take a little bit.
Yeah, all right, mate. Yeah.
I'm going to use the newly acquired chem extractor to take a sample
Okay.
from the gene stealer arm.
I'd like you to make a chem use test at +10.
Chem use. There we go. Oh no, intelligence. My only weakness.
Hey.
Oh,
Nice.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, you successfully extract a murky-looking fluid from this arm.
Okay, so that's 1 vial down.
Yep.
Sample of a gene stealer blood. Okay, and
Yeah.
that'll do me. I'm going to head out now. So that's me done in the med bay.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to grab another beer.
Yeah, I'm going to get like samples from various weirdos and mutants around the carnival, and then present them to Rund as a present.
Rund has a lot of potential uses, and I've thought of a few, and you guys will probably think of some others, but he can be used to really fucking spice up all sorts of stuff. You know, he's a master of genetic manipulation, basically. So you think what you can do with that. I'm basically giving you
are limitless, really.
Yeah, I'm basically what I'm doing is, because obviously Mesmeron's going, you're not going to have any direction, but I'm setting the stage for the end game when you all get to like level 8 and 9, and you're basically going to have a shitload of ridiculous toys to play with, and you're going to be able to do all sorts of weird shit. So anyway, moving on from Canni, Ferrunus.
All right, Gov.
Let's go find Ferrunus. Ferrunus, the end of the last session, was summoned to Mesmeron's mansion.
Hey.
Ferrunus, you enter. She sat at her desk looking at you, and she gestures for you to sit down.
Ferrunus will take a seat.
According to my files, you volunteered for the tithe on your homeworld of Clove after almost a decade of service in the PDF. Is this correct?
Yes.
As PDF troopers, yourself and your brother were exempt from the tithe, and yet you willingly signed up to join the 23rd Drusus Dragoons. Is this also correct?
Yes.
What made you do this, Ferrunus?
Oh, wish to get myself killed, Mesmeron.
You wish to get yourself killed?
In combat, yes.
Ah, to die gloriously.
Of course.
Your first deployment was Pretasia. We all know how that ended. 12 survivors, if I recall, you and your brother amongst them. And then after I requisitioned what was left of your regiment, the rest of your comrades gave their lives in persecution of the foul mind, and only you and Titulos survived. Why do you think that was, Ferrunus?
We fought harder than my brothers. My brothers were good in arms. They were unlucky here and there, but me and my brother fight hard, and we have a connection. You know.
Do you regret not dying gloriously that day, Ferrunus?
No.
Brother Crex of the Grey Knights, the gentleman that I arrived with, ordered you...
Sorry.
So, Brother Crex of the Grey Knights ordered that you and your brother were to be purged or mind-wiped. He seemed to be under something of a misunderstanding concerning the hierarchy of rank in that particular operation. I quickly corrected him on the matter of who had authority. Had I not, you and your brother would most probably not be here in my company. I found your strength of mind, that of you and your brother, and your strength in arms, interesting. While most of your regiment panicked and fled, or succumbed to the foul mind's presence, a handful of you stood firm, unflinching. I could do with more men and women of your caliber. How unfortunate it was that only 2 of you survived.
Yes. Yes, it was very unfortunate, lady. Yeah.
I told you back then, when I met you, when I questioned you. Sorry, you told me back then, when I first met you and questioned you, that back on Clove, you had been a training officer in the PDF, your brother too.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, Ferrunus, how would you feel about resuming those duties temporarily?
Oh. Yes, it would actually be a pleasure to train other people. Yes, be.
Desilium is, for the most part, a vile place, full of wickedness. But there are pockets of talented, faithful individuals here and there, those with the faith, conviction, and strength of will that I seek. In my absence, I would like you and your brother to begin recruitment. I have lost a great many assets back on Scintilla in Dramar district, and I have need of new foot soldiers to replace the many losses I had there. I wish for you two to search the enforcers, the sanctuaries, the private armies of the merchants, and perhaps even the nobility. I'm not even adverse to taking on former members of gangs and the like, providing they can behave themselves.
All right. This sounds very interesting. What am I? I can't really go around and say I'm selling for the Inquisition, though, can I? What am I selling for?
No, of course not. Just keep your eyes peeled. You should be able to find the regular haunts of sanctuaries, enforcers, and the like. Don't approach them openly. Watch them, observe them, that sort of thing. Keep an eye peeled. And once you have found potential recruits, inform Otto. Have him search the Desilium Administratum records for information on them. Allegiances, records of criminality, their respective oaths, that sort of thing. Everyone on this world is owned by someone. Should they seem clean, in a position where we can take over their oath, have Praxis give them the once-over too, to clean their spiritual purity, their faith to the God Emperor. And should everything check out, should you deem them worthy for duty, leave them where they are. Let's call them sleeper agents. Keep tabs on them. When I return from Scintilla, we will recruit them. They will be taken to the Reckless, and there they will be trained by yourself, Titulos, and others to my standards.
Very well, ma'am. I will make it my best interest, and me and my brother will do our best to notice, mark down these people which have these talents we can use.
Good. In the meantime, I wish you to begin your duties as training officers. Some of our current recruits have shown a surprising aptitude for combat of late, especially Mr. Krasmark and Miss Calamere. They were not intended as field agents, yet they seem to have something of a penchant for the work.
I've heard good things about Mr. Krasmark.
Yes, it appears he's becoming something of a marksman.
Oh, it's such a kill stealer. Every time, you bludgeon something down, you shoot loads of times, and Krasmark comes along and just snaps it off.
There is no glory in the individual kill, Ferrunus. It's about the team and the work.
Yes, I know that, but I do take a bit of glory in the.
I understand.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be honest again. If I not speak out of term, am I allowed to be honest, Lord Inquisitor?
Please.
Yes, he's very good at his job, and I'm very grateful for those shots. But you always feel so close to taking something like that down, and he just steals it every time.
Well, Perhaps he's using his abilities the best he can. He's definitely more talented than we gave him credit for, but perhaps he still lacks the confidence to take on a target of his own.
I'm going to teach him how to lift a Spartan shield.
Let's not get let's not get ahead of ourselves, Ferrunus. It wouldn't hurt to spend some time with the pair of them, and any of the others you feel could use your training. And please give them some tips and some pointers.
I will, of course. Inquisitor, of course. Will
Good.
you say that whole thing with Gene Stealer was insane?
Yes, these creatures, I have heard of them, never encountered them before, and as far as I am aware, they have not been encountered in this sector before, at least not in the wild.
It was
It's
terrifying and lightning fast.
I have heard rumors of their speed and agility. You should be proud of yourselves, all three of you, for defeating the beast, bringing down a potential much greater threat to the hive at large.
Yes, I do not know much about these creatures, what we saw, but it was horrible. I'm very happy that Otto is such a skilled marksman.
Well, I have granted Otto some additional access to files on what we know of such creatures. If you train him, perhaps he will be willing to share his knowledge with you, and you may be able to find weaknesses that you can exploit should you encounter them again.
I was thinking of maybe working together with him. I was going to use his hunch to prop my rifle on.
Well,
He shoots out the front and holds a shield.
yes. It's a valuable tactic. Yeah, sometimes a pawn has to be sacrificed, Ferrunus.
Well, no. I thought with his low arm, I could barrel over the thing and over his low shoulder and have a perfect line of sight, and we can lay down fire together. Would not want him to go down.
An orthodox tactic, indeed, but yeah, I won't poo-poo it just yet.
I've got a hunch it'll work.
This brings me conveniently to my next point in regards to this gene stealer, as a matter of fact. I'd like to discuss your activities earlier today. You went along with Miss Calamere and Mr. Krasmark into the carnival on their little sleuthing escapade earlier. I'm glad you went with them. While the pair of them have surprised me somewhat lately, they are not exactly built or trained for combat, and I'm glad you were there to watch over them. This gene stealer that wounded Miss Calamere, Otto burned its remains, I understand. Wise, but also unfortunate. I would have liked to study its physiology greater. We do have an arm, which is a bonus, but I would have preferred the whole creature. If you encounter another, do try and bring the whole thing back. But from the description I have, and the description I have of their usual form, it appeared mutilated. Its claws were blunted, its tongue removed. I'm fairly certain the chance of infection is nil, but I would like you to visit Dr. Pench, please, Ferrunus, just to make sure. He will instruct you on how to check for signs of such infection in the future. Tomorrow, I would like you to visit the carnival, and following Dr. Pench's instruction, check each and every person there for such signs. Start with the woman, Martiana Hampton. And if you find signs of taint on her or anyone else amongst their number, dispose of them discreetly.
Okay. I will.
While we're on the subject of the events in the carnival, you took something from our hosts that does not belong to you. What do you intend to do with the money?
We're going to pass it back to Wiley.
Good. And what of the considerable amount you secreted in the workshop?
That too. Ferrunus is just going to like look at his toes and sort of, like, scrub his feet together with his hands down, head
Good, Ferrunus. We are agents of the Inquisition. We are not common thieves. That money does not belong to you or us. It belongs to Mr. McCann. It belongs to the carnival. They have earned it in the only way they know how, and a large proportion of it was given to them by myself in exchange for Canni. Now, how do you think Mr. McCann would react if he learned that we had taken that money and brought it here to my home, or rather to the building in which the door to my home is hidden?
I think we should go about getting that back right now.
That would probably be wise, although it's getting late, perhaps in the morning.
Okay, but I will make sure it's done.
I trust you will. Remember, Ferrunus, we are guests of Mr. McCann, and despite their appearances and what you might think of some of these people, they are decent folk. When I fell down through the hive a decade ago, they took me in. They shared what little they had with me. I owe them, and I do not take from those who I owe. I pay back in full.
Understood.
I realise, Ferrunus, that to you that sort of money is a fortune and quite tempting. You could do much with it, I'm sure. But are you not fed and housed here? Do you not have a purpose, service to the God Emperor? What more could you ask for, Ferrunus? If there's something you want, something you need, you only have to ask.
I'm sorry, Lord Inquisitor. I was lost in the moment. It will not happen again.
I trust it will not.
Yeah, it was all fairness.
On that subject,
Sorry.
on that subject, Ferrunus, before I leave in the morning, is there anything I can help you with? Anything you need?
Well, to be honest, I would like an increase in firepower. After fighting something like that, I had the weapon passed by Vernetta. I think it's something called a
Plasma pistol, yes.
Yes, and honestly, it was amazing. I'm not on about high-tech firepower like that, but something more guard-like, more reliable. Maybe a bolt pistol, just something. I would really like something like that for short range. I've had a lot of experience just recently with Gene Steel, and I feel like some punch would be good for all opponents.
I would like Ferrunus to make a fellowship test, and it will be at +10.
Oh, I've passed. Hello? Yeah,
Yeah.
passed.
Yeah, wow.
I was just
She
thinking
looks-
how many fate points we got.
She looks to one side at the weapon rack you see there, and on this weapon rack there are 2 bolt pistols. One is looks quite worn and battered, and the other one looks immaculate and really fancy, gold filigree, shit like that. And there's a power sword that you've seen her wield in Zack Salthane's warehouse, and there's this fucking massive warhammer as well. And she glances at the 2 pistols for a minute and then says, "Leave it with me, Ferrunus. I'll see what I can find you."
Thank you very much, Inquisitor, and thank you for having me. I'm very happy here.
You're welcome. That'll be all for now, Ferrunus. Send
Thank
Otto
you.
in, would you?
Yes. Thank you very much. Bye.
If you'd have rolled well enough there, you would have got one of those 2 bolt pistols.
What if I'd rolled 1?
Yeah. Well, no, if you'd got 3 degrees of success or more.
I rolled a 12. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
it was pretty good. But those 2 bolt pistols, one of them she's not going to give because that's hers.
I wanted the worn one.
Yeah, that's the one she wouldn't have given you, the worn one. It's the fancy one she would have probably given you.
Yeah, I would want the worn one. I want the worn
worn-
one.
The backstory is
As
the backstory is that the worn one is the one she's had since she first joined the Inquisition.
I see.
So she's quite attached to it, whereas the other one it isn't hers; it's someone else's. Right. So you leave. That was close. Mesmeron's reaction to your thievery was perhaps not exactly what you expected. And thinking about it, did she actually tell you to give the money back or not?
I'm just going to do it.
Your thoughts drift to the rest of the conversation as you leave her study. Back on training duty. This is kind of the exact reason you left the PDF and volunteered for the Guard. You're a trained heavy and specialist weapons trooper, reduced to berating recruits and standing around watching idiots shoot themselves in the foot with poorly held las rifles. You wonder how Titulos will take the news, because he's a lot more hot-headed than you. There better be some action soon. All this sitting around isn't good for a man. You need action. You need something to shoot at. Today's little taste of combat against the... what was it again? The Gene Stealer. That was fun. But you want more. Hopefully, something will present itself soon.
Hopefully.
Siegfried.
It's
What would
also.
you- No, it's Siegfried. What would you like to do?
I'd like to do some combat training.
Okay. So you've got about an hour in this window.
We'll do some sword practice.
1 hour of sword practice it is.
I was going to send
Okay.
Gaius down to the training area as well. Maybe
Well,
bump into it later.
We'll come to that in a bit. Canni, you've
Oh.
got about an hour. What would you like to do?
An hour to what? Or what's happening? Sorry.
You've got, well, Siegfried's just, I've just asked Siegfried what he's doing now. Ferrunus has left Mesmeron. Siegfried's doing an hour combat training. What would Canni like to do for the next, well, for however long? Basically, there's going to be about half an hour allocated to Otto, half an hour allocated to Vernetta. So what would Canni like to be doing next?
I'd like to head out into the carnival, please.
Okie dokie. Let's find me a Canni.
Oh, Gorsk, is it? I'm going to have to get a sample from him one day, but that's a problem for another day.
Oh, Gorak.
Oh, it's a Gorak, is it? Or it's
Yeah.
like Gorsk on here. Is that?
Uh,
That big gribbly. He looks. I don't know what
it's
the fuck
supposed to be
it looks like.
Gorak.
it?
It's, I don't know why it says Ghost, but yeah.
No, it's Gorak. Okay. I will head off to the big top, please.
Okay. So you head off to the big top.
At least I think I know I'm going the right way, but we'll soon find out.
It's. Are you going into the big top or just into the area?
Okay, so what am I planning on going to where I think Martiana is, which is the medical bay, which is underneath the big top. Is that right?
It is, yes. Yeah, it's
See, I know my way around.
Yep. Okay, so this is the map where it is. And that building there, number 7, is the... Have I moved you onto it? I have, yeah. That's the medical facility. I will flesh these maps out eventually.
Hey, don't sweat it, mate. You've already put like so much work into your world that.
I mean, a lot of it's stolen, I'll be honest, but there you go. So you head inside, and it's quite late at night at this point. It's getting on for around 10:30. Doc Otter is not there. For some reason, Martiana's in completely the wrong place. Martiana's in here. Doc Otter is not.
Who else is here, please?
There is nobody here right now.
Okay.
There is a stained bed where there was another wounded carnival security guy. He seems to have left this medical facility. There's just Martiana, and she's strapped down and she's just staring up at the ceiling and muttering to herself.
Okay. Does the door have a lock?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to lock the door.
Okay. You can lock the door. No need for a roll for that. You can lock the door.
Okay, and I will let her. I'll undo her straps.
Okay. I would like you to make a fellowship test first of all, while dealing with Martiana. See how it begins. You will get. Where's Martiana? You'll get a +20 for this because it's a generic carnival bonus for you. Oof. And as you undo it, she snaps her head down and looks at you as you're undoing it, and you can see she looks afraid. She's like, it's gone. It's not there anymore. And it's like it was in my head, and I couldn't stop it. I couldn't stop it from. It made me. And she just seems to be gibbering.
Oh dear, this puts a difficult slant on it. I'm going to unstrap her.
Yeah. She doesn't move. She's still strapped down, and she's shaking in fear. And you can see her eyes are wild, like something has freaked her out.
I'm going to say, you thought you could bring that monster into the carnival. You thought you could hurt all those people. My Vernetta.
Are you trying to intimidate her?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm trying. What I was planning to do, my plan when I came down here was to beat her to death.
All right.
But
I mean, you can do what you want. If you want to use one of your fellowship
I
skills that you have.
think intimidation is appropriate.
Okay.
What it is, Dave, is I've got my own little side quest here where I'm trying to keep all my oaths.
Yeah.
And every time I make an oath, I'm going to try and keep them all and see
Yeah.
if I can keep Canni free of being an oath breaker.
I
swore that someone's going to pay for the carnage in the carnival. You see.
I fully understand. Understand.
So if someone has to pay, I'm not sure if it has to be her or not. But...
She says to you, I didn't know it would. I didn't know it would get out. I didn't know it wasn't the plan. It wasn't the plan.
What plan? Tell me about your plan. Well, you've still got the chance.
I don't understand. Paolo brought the beast, and it was asleep, and we put it in the cage, and then after a day or two, it was in my head. I could hear it. Whispering, and it commanded me. It told me to wait. It told me to wait until the time was right and to release it, and it would take me with it, and we would create a new world, and it would be glorious, and we would call to the great devourer, and it would come and release us all, release everyone. And she starts to get louder and more fucking sort of furious. I would like you to make an intelligence test, please.
And he doesn't think.
Canni doesn't think. Canni doesn't probably know what to make of this ranting and raving. I would also like to make a scrutiny test.
Who's Paolo's her husband, right? He's the
Paolo's her husband, yeah. Canni knows him. He basically travels the wastes, the deep tunnels, things like that, looking for things to bring to the House of Horrors.
Okay, so right. Scrutiny. Yeah, that's a pass.
Okay, so you don't think she's lying. You do think that maybe something has affected her. You get the impression she's stark raving mad, and Martiana's normally quite a level-headed woman. She tells tales of how she was once a member of the nobility before her mutation began to develop, and her and her husband fled down here, and they've lived amongst the carnival folk, and they've always been a little bit haughty, and they've always thought they were a little bit better than the other carnival folk, but they've never been in trouble, and they've never been anything other than straight up honest members of the carnival. And right now, this woman, the way that she's reacting, the way that she's talking, doesn't sound much like Martiana. She's out of control right now. She's terrified. And when she says something was in her head, something told her to do these things, you get the impression that either she's telling the truth or she believes she's telling the truth, at least.
Okay. I've got to keep my oath though, and someone's going to pay. So I'd like to beat her to death, please, Dave.
Okay. I don't think you particularly need to make a roll for this because
I'd like to take my time, but yeah.
Yeah, she's a frail woman. She's not a combatant. She's not armed. She's scared out of her mind. If you would like to beat her to death, you can do so with great ease, at whatever speed you would like.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
I shall leave her there and head off.
Okie
What have you done?
dokie.
Quick, brief summary while I've been gone, Hal?
I just beat someone to death.
Martiana, the woman that was basically the woman that ran the
right.
House of Horrors, he's
Ah,
beaten her to death.
I
I mean, to be fair,
I'll
to be
watch that back
fair,
on YouTube. Okay.
breaking
If the recording
breaking
works.
into the meta a little bit. Obviously, she was under the influence of the
Oh,
G
yeah,
sphere.
I know that, Dave. I'm well
Yeah.
aware of that as a player. You know that.
So, but Canni wouldn't know that. But although Canni knows something has happened to her, I think it's perfectly reasonable to be still pissed off at this woman.
Well,
Because
like I
whether
say,
she's done it or not intentionally, she has caused, in a roundabout way, the death of Millie and however many, I think 4 members of
Cardi
security.
number 5. Not
Yeah.
Cardi number 5. No, the thing is, I swore an oath someone's going to pay, so I've kept
Yeah.
my oath. So there we
Yeah,
go.
so what I'm saying is, Al, that I think that makes perfect sense for Canni to react in that way, and that Canni would feel that that oath is completed.
There we go.
Where would you like to head next? I mean, that probably wouldn't have taken a full half hour. If you want to head somewhere else, depending on what you want to do, we might be able to squeeze something else in.
It was a quick death.
Yeah.
No, I'd like to take my time with it. We'll take it over the next half hour, and then we can move on to someone else, Dave. And then
Okay.
Cool. Are you gonna kill her?
No, yeah, I killed her. I just don't want to rush it.
I mean, what? How did you do it? Barehanded or?
Yeah, just barehanded.
so
Otto.
good at that.
Yeah.
Otto. Where are you, Otto? Otto, you enter Mesmeron's study. You take a seat, and the Inquisitor begins to speak to you. And she says, Mr. Cressmark,
My lady.
you are a curious man in both senses of the word. You have about you an innate curiosity, and I find you curious, unusual.
Thank you, my lady.
One of the many things I find curious about you is that you claim you attempted to sign up to the Guard with your brothers. When the tithe came, you must have known that you would fail physical examination to gain entry into such a prestigious regiment as the Brontian Long Knives. Yes?
Yes, my lady, but I was determined to not to be excluded. Give myself a chance. I have other talents.
I am aware. And then, of course, there's this curious gap in your record. The time between you attempting to sign up on Bront, and then you found the discrepancy that led to Varac's team finding the first of the black cylinders. Whilst working in the administratum on Scintilla, you, of course, claim that you, and she checks some notes and says, were bundled into a void crate by your brothers as a practical joke and found yourself shipped to Scintilla, whereupon you forged papers for yourself and created a new identity.
Yes, my lady. That is exactly what happened.
Resourceful. Of course, there's no way for me to verify this. All I do know for certain is that you did turn up on Scintilla, working in the administratum some years later. But I'm prepared to take your word on how you got there. And I must say, your forged ident papers were very good. They fooled me, and Varac too, I believe. But it was Gladstock who saw through them. He's good at that sort of thing.
My lady, where did I go wrong?
You'd have to ask Gladstock. I could, of course, peer into your mind and see exactly how you got to Scintilla. But, quite frankly, I don't care enough to try. And I don't think you have the spine to lie to me. What I do care about...
I don't know, he has got a crooked spine.
Mesmeron's twisted sense of humour coming out there. What I do care about is your performance since you joined this team. And you have proved exceptionally useful and resourceful since joining my employ, and I wish you to continue to do so in my absence. You,
Whatever capacity.
back on Scintilla, you had infiltrated the Administratum. I wish you to do so again. Our connection to the data stacks here in Decilium is solid, but and I'm sure I don't need to tell you this. The Administratum is a cumbersome beast, bound up in red tape. Much data and information of you simply never gets digitized, either through neglect, time, or simply because someone wishes it to be so. In my own librarium...
Excuse me, my lady. You wish me to be the scissor that cuts the red
I would like to make a fellowship test at +5.
Close too good.
Don't interrupt me when I'm talking, Otto.
Sorry, my lady. Forgive me. I get overexcited. Talking.
My own librarium here, although expansive, is somewhat out of date on a great many subjects. I want you to infiltrate the Administratum, Otto. From there, you will have access to a great deal more information than we currently have, and this will come in handy in your future operations as a team. And who knows, you can perhaps learn of some interesting potential contacts for less readily available knowledge.
Of course, my pleasure. Infiltrate the Administratum.
Good. Some of the other acolytes will be beginning a recruitment drive soon. I also wish you to use your abilities and your position within the Administratum to investigate each potential recruit they find. I want to know everything about them by the time I return, and if you happen to meet anyone you feel could benefit our organization, make a note of them too. Look into them. Do not try to recruit them. Understood?
Understood, my lady. So, do you want me to fiddle records and get guards transferred or anything like that? I can do that, I believe.
Say again, you broke up there, Johnny.
You want me to fiddle the records and get some troops redirected?
Not yet. There may be time for that another day.
All right, my lady. Sorry, that was the first thing that came to mind. One wrong number here, one wrong number there. Nobody noticed. Happens all the time.
Somebody always notices, Otto. You did. One other thing. Gaius, Siegfried, and who knows, possibly even Canni, will perhaps have need of your data sifting skills at some point. Should they request your aid, that is to be your priority. Understood?
Understood, my all of the rejection come second to aiding the rest of the team. I believe I can do that. Yes. Yes, I'm excited, my lady. I'm very excited. I start bouncing about the chair. Yes. Oh, this is nice. Awesome. Oh, all those numbers. Dates. Scrolls. More scrolls than you possibly imagine. Just starts rubbing his hands.
I have spoken with the Syrian twins. They have been instructed to provide combat training for yourselves and Agent Calamir. I know you know your way around a las rifle. Few denizens of Bront survive to adulthood if they don't, but I wish you to learn more. I was perhaps wrong about the both of you. I think, Otto, that you will make a fine field agent one day. I was particularly impressed with the shot that killed the Gene Stealer. Tight angle, tricky elevation, and it was risky with Seraph engaged with the creature. Well done.
Thank you, my lad. The Emperor guards my ship, clearly.
I believe you may be correct there. Now, on the subject of the Gene Stealer and the events that surrounded said creature, I commend you and your companions on your initiative, seeking to assist our most gracious hosts in the carnival with finding one of their number, and as a result, removing a most dangerous threat to not only the carnival, but the hive in general. Speaking of which, I'd like you to see Pench when you're done here. I'd like you to have the once-over, just to make sure everything's above board. And, while we're also on this subject, I'd like to discuss your suggestion to your companions that you should keep the money.
Yes. About that. it was mostly feminist. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. No, I'm going to be honest. I'm like,
no, I
Make that
wouldn't know.
deceiver or make it.
I wouldn't know, and I wouldn't act on it.
my lady. I confess, I got caught up in the heat of the moment. I had a carnival cocktail. My goodness me, I really shouldn't, because it led to a strange chain of events. Something that became somebody different, somebody that I didn't know I could be. Felt empowered. Felt like get things done. I liked. I would lie to. So yeah, it was my idea to steal the money. And in light of that fact, it has been stashed in a secure location that I don't know the code for. But you know, you'll probably know where it is. I would imagine, my lady. I bet you know everything.
I would like you to make a fellowship test at +10.
Yes.
Otto,
Yes, my lady.
I would recommend, from experiencing other people, and if you don't believe me, you need only look to some of your companions here in the carnival. But relying on chemicals, alcohol, and such things for false confidence is not befitting of an agent of the Holy Orders. In future, if you believe that you are easily affected by such things, you should perhaps steer clear of them.
I think you're right there. You've hit the nail on the head, my lady. You've dipped the quill in the ink. You've unravelled sacred. That comment, I 100% agree with you. I believe that yes, I act positively, and it won't happen. Or at least I will do my very best to prevent it from happening again. But statistically, it will.
There are things in my service that I will do, Otto, a great many things, and there are things I will not do. One such thing that I will not do is stealing or allowing to be stolen that which belongs to people for whom I have a great respect and personal debt. Money, Otto, is a great corrupter. I should know. I was born into wealth. I know what it led my family to, and although that wealth is now gone, I do still have resources, plentiful resources, and you, Otto, by extension, and by your own means, have resources. Your intellect, for example. You're smart, aren't you, Otto?
I like to think that I'm smarter than the average space bear. Yes.
See, I think you're smart. Or rather, I thought you were smart. And then you steal a significant amount of wealth from my friends, in full view of some of them. Discuss what you want to do with the money in front of not only them, but also a group of mercenaries, hired soldiers, people who literally kill for money, and then you take said stolen wealth and said hired killers to the house in which my secret extra-dimensional construct is hidden. Do you think that was smart, Otto?
No, but in light of what you've said, forgive me for sounding impudent, but that is who I am. We need recruits. We've got the mercenaries on our doors. I was merely preempting the recruitment drive, if you will. The money itself, it was not so much theft or a heist, more of a removal of said wealth to a safe place till it could be established where there would be a better place to turn the wealth to, in the absence of the place that has just been discovered and was now unguarded. So it wasn't necessary that we was trying to steal them. And although, yes, I must admit, I've never seen that much money in my entire life. So it blew me away. The possibilities, my lady. things that we could get. You know, the recruits we could get. Yeah, the recruits. That money would come in very handy. And we also discovered that old Mr. Warren McCann doesn't really do mathematics. He doesn't really know. He maybe knows how much he's got, but you could. No, that's a terrible idea, my lady. And like what you just said, just ignore me. I was speculating.
The whole time you're saying all this, Mesmeron is just sat, fingers steepled, watching you, letting you dig your own grave, letting you say more and more. And after a while, she leans forward, and you feel the ground as she moves. The ground seems to rumble slightly, and you notice the shadows lengthen in the room. And she leans forward, and her eyes seem to become heavily shadowed too as she says, "Lying to me, Otto, is most unwise." And then she reaches under her desk and does something. And you hear a recording of 3 voices start to play. You, Ferrunus, and Vernetta, discussing everything you did, or everything you said you could do with the money.
Oh, shit.
And then when the recording ends, and it's quite lengthy, she stops and just sits back and looks at you and says, "Now, tell me, Otto, what are you going to do with the money?"
As you say, it needs. We don't steal off personal friends. Yeah, self. We don't need to steal because we have the resources that we will never be in a position where we have to steal. Or at least I hope not. So yeah, like that, I'll arrangements turn. If it be your will, which it is, so we best get on it. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I knew you'd do the right thing, Otto.
Yes, my lady. Yes, I'll get on meat. Quills I could have bought. The quilt.
And in future, Otto, if there's something you need finances for, you should ask or take it from those who do not deserve to have such things. Do not take from those who are deserving.
Lady, you humble me.
I would like to make another fellowship test.
When I fail for being like psychical.
You're still at +10. You're still at +10.
Somehow.
Yeah, only just, but you are.
Hanging in there.
Says,
A bead of sweat trickles down.
yeah. Good. I believe that's all that needs to be said on the matter. Let's not let this happen again. Now, off with you, and send in the cog.
Immediately, my lady. And I'm just going to slip out the chair. My feet were off the ground on it. Sort of like hobble down.
Well, one of them was.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, one of them was. Then I shuffle away like that. More beads of sweat running down. I'm not going to say.
As you shuffle off, phew, you thought you were in real trouble there, Otto. Could have gone a lot worse, could have gone better. And as you leave, Otto, you realise that you have been given quite a lot of responsibility. But then, is it surprising? Mesmeron clearly places a great value on your intellect, and of course she should. But then you realise something that she said as you mull the conversation over in your mind. I was particularly impressed with the shot that killed the gene stealer. Tight angle, tricky elevation. It was risky with Seraph engaged with the creature. Who told her? Make an intelligence test.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm going to use I ain't got any fate. Or has he got fate?
Yeah, he's got 8 points. He's got 1.
Yeah, I'll use it. Oh! Nearly
There was only you, Vernetta, Ferrunus and Seraph there when you killed the Gene Stealer. You push the thought from your mind. Combat training! A whole host of potential research, data mining, and the administratum. Can this day get any better, Otto? I mean, yeah, you got a bit of a telling off, but you're literally in heaven right now. And of course, there's one other thing on your mind. Something Mesmeron didn't mention. Perhaps she doesn't know about it. The labyrinth. Now, that intrigues you. Because as weird as your trip in there was, as strange as it felt to be in someone else's mind, labyrinths, from what you know, are normally built to hide something. And you, Otto Krasmark, you think you can find it.
Ew.
Canni,
Plug me in.
Canni, we're going to go back to you right now. Where would you like to head next?
I'd like to head back up to the carnival, the main screen on the carnival, please. Can I have a look at that?
You can. Just give me one moment. We'll be switching back to you, Gaius, after this.
Can he, he's going to lick the blood off his fists. And he's going to crack his neck and say, "Oh, I feel so much better. Feels like a weight's been removed from my shoulders."
It's quite possible that one has also been removed from Martiana's shoulders.
Always feels good to keep an oath. I'll sleep soundly tonight.
Let's have a look. Yeah, just checking who's where. Yeah, that's all about right. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so going to nod to Julia on the way past, and I'm going to walk. I'll show you which way I'm walking. I'm going to try and walk northward this way,
Mhm.
and around this way.
Okay.
I'd like to try and start moving silently as I come round towards the beast pen.
Yep. Okay. Give me a silent move check.
Okay, silent move. If only I had some fate points left. Oh no, Canny's not silent when he moves.
Round shape.
Okay, so you're creeping around the edge of the beast pen.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately for you, the bulky figure of Fat Fanny has not seen you. And she's just walking around the edge, just chucking in handfuls of feed. Because you know the game. Don't talk to Fat Fanny.
I know the game. I don't intend to talk to
Um,
her.
But this other gentleman here, Eupolis, who you vaguely know, who is like the beast man, he keeps hold of them. He keeps watch over them. He protects them, feeds them, acquires more from time to time. He turns around and he sees you.
Okay.
I'm
gonna over-exaggerate. Put my finger.
I don't think. I mean, Canni knows.
Mm-hmm.
Canni knows him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Canni's got a pretty good relationship with everyone in the carnival. People either like him, fear him, or at least respect him. You know, there's no one that would outwardly say Canni's a massive dick, because they wouldn't dare. Eupolis is quite an unfortunate man. He's got antlers, a bit like a stag's antlers. But he's also cloven hooved. And his face is a little bit lumpy and bumpy, kind of like a bit elephant man, like, you know, one side of his mouth's up, there's a lot of teeth on show. And he looks round at you. And as you do this, I would like you to make a fellowship test.
More of an idea than a
It'll be your generic carnival plus 20 because there's no specific one for this guy yet. Okay. And he looks at you and just sort of tries to awkwardly wink, but one of his eyes is a bit bulbous and closing it. You're not sure if he really winked or not, but he doesn't seem to react. He doesn't seem to approach you.
It looks a bit like Yarn, this guy. Right, I'm going to...
a lot like it, yeah.
I'm going to move slowly closer towards Fat Fanny, and I'm going to poke my head around the corner of this cage.
Okay.
Try and keep her in my sight. Trying to keep moving quietly.
Yep, the beasts haven't reacted to your presence. She doesn't seem to have done yet.
Okay. She's turned away from me, right?
Yeah, she's chucking handfuls of feed into this pen that she's next to.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a few more steps towards her.
Okay, I would like you to make another silent move test at this point.
She's massive.
She's Fat Fanny.
She's
Such part, darling.
Canni look like a little fat kid.
Fat Fanny turns
But-
and looks straight at you.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
She goes, Canni! Oh, what are you doing? Have you come to see Fat Fanny?
I'm gonna run.
Okay, before you run, I would like you to make a willpower test at plus 20.
Right. Okay. So
He's luring you in.
no.
You
That's a pass.
feel the pull, the allure of this hideous, gigantic, bestial woman, and she's got a face like a slapped ass. This woman, there's nothing even remotely attractive. The way she speaks, her mannerisms, her personality, everything about her is loathsome. But you know that doesn't matter to Fat Fanny. You know her allure and her power and her pull. But you break the spell and you flee. You can run.
Get it out there. Abort mission.
You always got sucked in.
Canni beats his map.
Don't talk to Fat Fanny, mate. Alan, that was something of your own doing. That.
No, I had my intention. I'll tell you what my intention. My intention was to try and
know.
sneak up on her.
Get a sample.
I was going to fill her full of tranquilizer darts.
Oh, right.
Which is that's why I was getting so close, because I'm not very good with the trank gun.
Yeah.
And then I was going to knock her out first, and then try and take a sample. But that was my plan. But
I've been waiting for that for so long, because in like the first session you told everyone not to talk to Fat Fanny, and instantly I had this idea of what Fat Fanny was going to be, and I've been waiting this whole time.
that's the thing. I had no idea where you go with that. I just chucked it out there and see what it takes. So yeah, it's even more terrifying than I imagined. So
You say you don't want to toy with Fat Fanny, Dave.
talk with her.
Yeah. Talk with you. Don't
Don't
talk with Fat
toy,
Fanny.
it's just
You don't want to toy with her either. Trust
No,
me.
you don't want to do anything with her.
You don't want to. You don't want her to toy with
I
you.
mean, I'm not being funny, but she probably could use Canni as a toy, if you get my meaning.
Strength 20.
Oh,
oh dear.
God.
Okay.
I'll head back towards where the house is.
Okay, so you're heading back to the house. Cool.
I don't know if you want to move on to someone else or.
What time we
hog?
on? 20 past 9. Let's move on to someone else for now. I wanted to get a few of these bits done.
Yeah. No, as I said, I don't want to hog.
Okay, so we'll switch back to Gaius. Gaius, you were combat training. No, you weren't. You were talking about going combat training.
Yeah, I was going to go to the combat training area.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually going to comms the other guys as well now. I'm going to say, hey boys, do you want to meet up for a drink later? And everyone, you want to meet up for a drink later? I'm just going to celebrate this birthday. You don't know how many more you're going to have. Who's joining me?
There's multiple resounding yeses over the con from various people. You even hear the voice of Gladstock agreeing. Praxis agrees. Titulos agrees. Ferrunus would probably agree as well. Let me just check something. Where are we, Gaius? Even Mesmeron agrees. But she says, I will join you for drinks, but I'm going to need an hour or so first. Les, of course, agrees.
Is it happening right now?
No. Yeah, a bit later. Yeah. Who else? Otto agrees. Vernetta agrees. Trantia agrees. The only people that don't agree are Pench and Missy, basically.
Gotta look after Thomas.
And Pench is probably passed out in a corner off his tits by now anyway, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much everyone in the
Wow.
mansion agrees to come and join you for drinks. And Mesmeron says, "Time is it now? It's about getting on for 10:30." He says, "Let's say the ground floor reception room. I might be a little late, but I will certainly join you in a drink, Gaius."
Oh well. That's, I was thinking the lounge, actually, Mesmeron.
Well, there's simply more seating in the reception room, but if you prefer the lounge,
Well, I like to dance.
okay. The lounge
But
it is.
yeah, I wondered if anybody wanted to dance with me.
I'll dance with you, Gaius.
I'll take that dance. I'll dance with everyone if you want.
So, just
I'll just be mad on it.
just to clarify, Gaius, you're on the map, I believe. Just ping which room you think is the lounge, just so we're not confused. All right. Yeah, that is the lounge.
Actually, no. I want my party to be here.
That's the hollow room.
Yeah,
That's
hollow room. We can get some music pumping through the hollow.
There's not a lot of. I mean, you can pump music into any room basically. There's not a lot of room in the hollow room because there's a big table and chairs.
You were right. Yes,
But
big table would be great.
I'll show you where I was referring to. So the room you first indicated is the lounge. There's a snug next door as well. I think you can see to the left. So what you've got is I'm pinging over here. Just no, I'm not. It won't let me ping. Why won't it let me ping?
I was thinking the floor above where I've got pool table and stuff.
Well, that's this floor. That's right over here. But what you've got is you've got the bar room, which is the little central room with a little bar and 4 chairs and a fireplace. To the left of it, where the pool table is, that's like that's kind of like a games room. There's a lot of room in there, and there's also a reception room, which is just off the foyer. But yeah, if you wanted to meet where the pool table is, that's fine.
Yeah, I think there.
Okay, just going to start moving people in there for later.
Has it got a bar?
There is not a bar, but there is a bar next door, and there is also a G's.
Oh, okay.
So you can do whatever with them. Let's just tidy that up a little bit. Okay. So
be prepared for space pull, mate.
So you're continuing combat training for now. What are you focusing on?
Is Siegfried around?
Siegfried is in the combat area, yeah. Which is the big sort of almost ballroom type thing to the north.
I'll shout over to Siegfried. Hey, Siegfried.
Ah, Gaius. Well met.
Well met. Do you fancy a bit of sparring?
I'd love to.
Yeah. What would you like to go with? Do you want to? Shall we do some wooden sword battering?
I mean, there are in here. There are racks of weapons, training weapons. Some are wooden, some are metal. Some also have like stun facilities. So they're non-lethal. Basically every strike is non-lethal, so you can basically duel without risk of hurting each other.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. We'll do that, and I'll offer up to the racks and say, "Hey, Siegfried, do you fancy a bout? I need a bit of practice."
Yes. Let's play.
Yeah, you're pretty good actually. Yeah, you can dodge most stuff.
Well, I'll certainly try, guys. I'll run for your creds. A wager, perhaps, so you can get first to 3 hits.
Let me see how many thrones I have, and I'll tell you what
wager
I can afford.
Wager!
A wager!
Oh, I'm clicking up Ferrunus.
Gotta be a wager.
You ought to be careful. Making wagers with Siegfried is wily.
I know.
I'm just going to have a piss while you sort this.
You won't even get a touch, guy. Yeah, and I'm just going to wink. Just give him a wink.
50 thrones, then Siegfried.
50? Man, let's make it 100.
A pauper's wager.
I only have 350 to my name. I'm quite happy to keep 300 myself.
I only
so
have, I
I'm
only
not a
have,
rich
I only have,
nobleman
I
like
only have 4.
yourself. All
It's
right.
no sin. It's no sin to make a decent wage, guys. as I pick up a trident. I can be as reckless as I like with role play, which is fantastic. I love it.
50 phones or straight fight. It's up to you.
All right, go on then. We'll make it. We'll be friends. Call
Let's
it
be
50.
friendly. I
Call it.
do not have the money of a nobleman. Look at me. Of course, you're noble. You'd be like 50 frames. I have 1 million. I know it's
Technically,
precious dear, but I don't have that much
technically,
money.
I'm a dispossessed noble. Don't know if you know, but I was banished from my home world. Well, you probably do. It's probably written on your ass. You're lost, banished from his home world.
Right.
Bounder.
Let's fight.
Dad. They're all there. I'm sure it's great.
Come on then, Siegfried. Let's
Okay.
get it on.
Let's rock.
Right. So, in that case, what I would like to do, first of all, these weapons, the way you can fight with these, you can choose how you want, what the rules of engagement are. Basically, if you're using these sort of stun weapons, one option is you can fight to the equivalent of first blood. And what that will mean is the fight will be normal. The first person reduced to 0 wounds will lose. You won't really lose the wounds. Yeah. The other option is you can do it for a set number of strikes.
We'll do 0 wounds.
Okay.
It seems it's a practice weapons.
Okay. So they're basic weapons. They just D10 damage. There's no bonuses to them. Okay. They're primitive. It doesn't matter if you have your armor or not. You don't have to take your armor off. The weapon reacts as if, it calculates the damage, sort of thing, to the opponent.
Yeah.
So, for all intents and purposes, your armor doesn't count. It's just your skill and strength and toughness and agility. So, you should be able to see the map.
Okay.
If you'd like to place yourselves wherever you wish to start in this room.
Okay. Opposite. Hang on. No. A bit further back so I can charge. Hey. Here.
Okay. And then I would like you both to roll initiative.
Okay. Have I got the? Have I got 2? Can I wield 2 swords? I can't remember if I got the dual wield.
I mean, anyone can. Anyone can do it. You're just not as good without the actual ability. Let me just check. I can't remember what you took now. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Am I right to keep my shield?
Well, that's up to Siegfried, really. Rules of engagement have to be set between both combatants.
You can take 2 sticks if you want.
Well, guys. Gentleman's bet. So.
Okay. I will take 1 sword each.
You didn't take 2 weapon wielder.
Let's call it even. No, that's what I mean. I'll just use the 1 sword then.
You have got swift attack.
Yep.
But you haven't got 2 weapon wielder yet.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay. So you both rolled initiative.
Yep, I've got 7 in total.
So
7.
mine's double, isn't it? It's my double.
Yeah, double your agility bonus. Yeah.
So I'll just roll a D10, isn't it? Add 8 to it. I get 13.
You go first.
So, Siegfried goes first. Your turn.
Okay.
I'm just going to grab a beer.
Okay, I'm going to smile. I'm going to smile at Gaius. Say, well then, let us down. And then charge him.
Okay, so you want to charge? You're in charge range. So
Oscar actually made friends on. No, I'm not. I'm joking.
Okay, so
Yeah,
move yourself into charge. Yeah, you're definitely in charge range there. And give me an attack with it's plus 20, isn't it, for a charge? Unless you have some bullshit. Let me just check if you have bullshit, because you have taken quite a lot of bullshit.
I've got Blade Master. I've got.
Now, Blade Master gives you a reroll.
Attack, which is an extra attack.
All your combat talents are on the right-hand side of your your talent list. So you get to re-roll 1 attack per turn. You have swift attack. That's all that would apply in this fight.
Yeah.
Blade Master and swift attack.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll do a attack.
So it's plus 20 for the charge. That is a hit.
Okay.
Gaius.
I'll try parry that.
Okay. So what weapon are you using, by the way?
The wooden stick sword thing.
The shock weapons. I mean,
no, we're using
normal training weapon.
I think they're trying to go to three hits. I think they're going first to 3 hits. Is what they're trying to do.
Are you going first to 3 hits?
Over down to 0.
Yeah, then you need to use the like digital training weapons that basically have a shock function. They don't cause stun or anything like that. They just detect when they hit and they calculate what sort of damage you would do. But what sort of weapon is it, Gaius? Because the swords, maces, axes. So use whatever you want. A sword. Okay. So for a parry, you get a plus 10 to your weapon skill. That is a parry.
Touche.
Gaius.
Yep. I'm going to attack.
What sort of attack?
Just a normal attack.
Okay, so you just get plus 10. I don't know. I don't think you've got any particular bullshit that would apply here, have you? He doesn't count as a heretic, so you don't get hatred. He doesn't count as a demon.
Go dodge it then.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. I will roll to wound.
I'm going to use a fate point.
Okay.
Siegfried's already used his fate point.
Oh, he did, didn't he? What was it for? I can't remember what it was for.
I can't remember. It was something earlier on. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to use my fate point.
Yeah.
To roll my D10 again.
You've still got 2 more.
There we go. I got a
3.
3 plus 3.
What's your strength bonus?
With my striking arm, it's plus 4.
So that's 7. What's your toughness bonus, Johnny?
Toughness is 3.
Okay, so you do 7 wounds to Siegfried. Siegfried, it hurts. It's not permanent damage, but it does hurt. You know, it's like simulated pain. That's what this shock weapon does.
Yeah.
It basically sets your nerves alight. You were down to 2 wounds.
Okay.
It's your turn, Siegfried.
I'm going to launch an attack.
What sort of attack?
Not a all-out attack.
So you can do a standard attack, which gives you plus 10, or you can do swift attack, which doesn't give you a plus, but gives you 2 attacks.
I'll do a swift attack.
And you also get to use Blade Master with that, so you can re-roll 1 of these if you miss. So your first one.
Okay. So the first one is. Do they get any pluses?
No, it's straight weapon skill when you use swift attack.
Okay. So the first one, and the second one.
Wait. Do you want to parry or dodge, Hayden?
I'll parry that.
Yep. So that's a parry. So your second one, you still get to make that second attack.
Okay.
And Hayden, you can't.
I know.
Do anything.
Oh.
Hayden, it's your turn. He Lord Von Morton swings wildly twice, and he's fast. You didn't realise how fast he'd become. But the second attack, he overextends, leaves himself open. What are you going to do?
Oh.
Yeah, just roll on ballistics. Yeah, I rolled the wrong one there, but it's still a fail. So I'm going to use fate point to do that. Thank you for the nice monologue there, Dave.
Yep, so that's a fail. So you're going to fate point that.
No, so Siegfried's go. It was only a
Ooh.
normal attack. I don't want to
Yep.
give up my parry. It's been good so far.
It's fair enough.
Okay.
So round 3, Siegfried.
I'll do swift attack again.
Yep.
Okay, first one.
A hit.
I'll try to parry that one
Okay.
with my parry skill. Do.
And then I'll do the second attack. Which hits.
Yeah.
Better.
Okay, so roll damage.
D10, isn't it?
Yep, D10 plus your strength bonus.
10, 3. Better, isn't it? Nine.
9. Toughness bonus, Hayden?
5.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Hayden's tough as fucking old boots.
Wow.
He really is. Okay, so that's 4 wounds, which puts you down to 10, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. and bearing in mind as well that Gaius isn't even at full wounds at the minute.
It's got 17 total.
Yeah. Okay, Gaius.
Oh, I guess gonna try again.
Standard attack.
Yeah, I need that parry for some reason.
Yeah, I would advise it. You're going to get hit twice, otherwise, aren't you? Give me a dodge. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
Does that mean
Siegfried.
he can only do a half attack himself?
No, it's only if
Yeah.
it's only if you're doing all that attack, you lose your reaction.
I'm going to do a swift attack again.
Yep. These blows are ridiculous, Gaius. You were not expecting Lord Von Morton, who you thought was just a sniper, to be this fast with his blade. But this attack goes wide. You can make your second attack if you would like, Johnny.
I'm certainly going to. No, that also goes wide. Weaving, smoke and mirrors.
It's
Gaius
getting a bit
does-
cocky, Gaius, and you're starting to get the feel for how he fights. And you're just moving ever so slightly, and the blade's just missing you. Make your attack.
It's like loud.
I'll re-roll that one.
Okay, that is your last fate point.
Fate. Oh well. No.
It's also a miss.
I missed 2. We're both weaving
Yeah.
in and out of each other.
Siegfried,
Very
you're
well.
still pretty new to this melee combat, and you know Gaius is pretty handy with a mace and shield. You didn't realise he was this good with a sword. It's surprisingly close, this, and you are fast. You are much faster than him, but you also get the impression that his blows, when they connect with you, are going to be much more powerful. This is quite evenly matched. Who's going to win, Siegfried?
And then I'm going to launch into a swift attack again.
Do it.
Oh,
It's a miss.
or was it a feint? The next one. Yes, it was.
That's a hit.
Feint.
Gaius? Oh, the parry fail.
Okay,
Give me a
Good.
damage roll.
fantastic.
That's
Yay.
2
You
plus
hit
3.
me.
That's 5. You hit him, but the weapon doesn't seem to register. It seems to just strike, and for a minute you think, is this fucking stupid electronic blade malfunctioning? Gaius.
Okay. Oh, what a combat! So exciting.
Oh! Gaius
That's
swings wide.
Okay,
Johnny,
I'm going to
just
do
have your sheet up ready with your rolls. I'm just gonna get mine a 10 for my next roll every time.
I'm just going to make. I'll make the dice roller over. Thing. There we go. Yep, all good. Okay, so I'll do swift attacks again.
Yep.
Okay, which is a complete fail. but not so complete that I follow my own weapon. And then I'll do another one again.
Oh
Guys, attack. No. Your turn,
no! We're just flailing at each other now. It's got a bit childlike. It started off so brutal, and now it's just pathetic.
We're tired.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just doing like,
It's like-
like in Matrix where they do like where Neo's learned all the martial arts and spinning his hands around in the air. That's all we're doing at the moment. It's like random maneuvers. Then I'm going to launch into a swift attack and then try and get a cheeky hit on him.
I've just realised we've I've just realised we've fucked this up a bit because Johnny has Blade Master.
Yeah,
and he could have re-rolled a lot of them. So we'll just remember that from now on. I mean, it's only a friendly fight, so it doesn't really fucking matter that much.
all of them now.
So that's a hit from Lord Von Morton, but Gaius parries it once more. But Lord Von Morton's second attack.
Okay. Connect. And then I'll
Give me a damage roll.
Oh, that's a critical strike.
Confirm the critical, please, Johnny.
Oh, wait a second. I'll have still 2 left. Ooh.
Oh,
Unlucky. So that's 13.
Can he use
So that's
Blade Master
8.
for that one, though?
that was the first
I've
one.
got 2 left. Like
No,
bloody
it's
No,
Blade
it's not.
Master's just to re-roll the attack.
Yeah.
But Gaius is now on 2 wounds.
hell. Oh, don't hit.
Gaius flails wide.
You fight well. You fight well, Gaius.
Lord Von Morton.
Thank you for saving my ass. Yeah. Foyer.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, this could be the moment where it ends really epically, no matter
And
what
And you're welcome to this.
happens.
I missed.
Blade Master.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
Go on then.
Parried. Oh no, failed to parry.
Okay.
Give me a damage roll.
Yeah, he got me.
Yeah.
He got me, Bob Martin.
The last
He got me.
strike. The last strike. The last strike hits you in the left leg, and suddenly, Gaius, your body spasms like the weapon's finally triggered its stun potential, and you drop to the floor. And for a moment, you can't breathe. The weapon falls out your hand. You start to see stars, and then all of a sudden, you catch your breath, and you realise this elderly gentleman, this frail, bald-headed noble, has beaten the mighty Gaius Mortalis, and
Well, you know.
you've got to kind of,
Yeah, yeah.
respect that.
I wasn't not respecting him. I was going to take it and go. Do you want to go again?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys can basically do this for an hour, but we won't play it out over and over again because it's a bit silly. But yeah, you two can basically spar. That'll
close.
count towards weapon training, and because you're fighting together, it might count towards something else in the near future.
Oh.
Double team.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
So close.
it was close. It was very close. I mean,
yeah, roll off those last bits, but hey, that's dice for.
the one and only hit that Gaius managed actually did quite a lot of damage. If it had hit you again, But Siegfried's got really good dodge. Siegfried's got really good dodge, so yeah. It's a good match. Vernetta. You stand outside the Inquisitor's study, fiddling with the hem of your robe. Otto went in 10 or 15 minutes ago. It'll be your turn next. So this is going back in time a little bit. The Inquisitor. You owe her your life. She rescued you from the Magos and brought you here and what? Is your life any better here? Sure, you see people now, rather than the Magos' endless hordes of servitors and other automatons. You even like some of these people here, but the things you've seen, the thing called Spear, the creature that appeared out of thin air in the mansion, and then earlier today, the gene stealer, and you wince in pain as you think of it. The pain meds are starting to wear off. The scars, still fresh, feel tight on your abdomen. They remind you what's inside, what the Magos did, and how he cut into your flesh. Flesh. Blessed flesh. There it is again. The voice. The unbidden thoughts, the words that are not your own. It began this morning when you thought about Canni, and at first you thought it was maybe Alyssa. You've heard it a few times in your head now, and now Alyssa has also placed a copy of herself into your mind. Will you ever be alone with your thoughts again? The voices, the strange music that you heard in the carnival, that was Alyssa. Of that you were sure, 100% certain. It was her way of nudging you, her attempt at subtlety as she tried to guide you in the right direction. Some strange amalgamation of her own theories on what had happened to Millie merged with memories of Holovitch shows. Poor Alyssa. But she has no life experience, trapped in that foundry from a young age. You can empathise with that. No wonder she seems to have attached herself to you in more ways than one. But these thoughts of flesh and that phrase, blessed flesh, you don't think that's Alyssa. And it's certainly not you, or is it? You've been at odds with your body for some time now, so perhaps it is you. But if it isn't, where's it coming from? The Inquisitor once made you a promise that she would help you restore your natural form if you wished it. She hasn't mentioned it since then. Perhaps that is why she has summoned you here today, now. But then that woman, the psyker, the witch in the carnival, what did she say? The pure form you seek. She will not let you take it. The heir of the dead dynasty. And there was the other thing too. What was that? When the oath returns, you must take it. What oath? What dead dynasty? It would be easy to discount this woman's ramblings as that of a madwoman, but she seemed to know things about you, things she should not have known, and she knew how you felt about your missing flesh. Blessed flesh. Throne and cog, where is that coming from? The door opens. Otto walks out. You enter.
Otto's just going to bow and gesture. You go, Vernetta. Never. And then he's just going to walk away. You're going to see some beads of sweat clutching down his face. He's going to sort of straighten his robes a bit and then shuffle off.
Otto? Going to bow my head to Otto as he passes.
Yeah, he's going to check her out as she walks in. Peek back, creepily. Remembering back to the weird pool thing. The weird bath.
A literal bloodbath.
Oh, I've got that on tape. Got it all recorded. God. Shuffle off back to my chamber.
Mesmeron sits behind her large ornate desk, and she's writing in a large leather-bound ledger.
Ledger.
What is
Ledger.
the status?
Ledger.
What is the status of my speeder? She says. She does not look up at you.
It's nearly better. I've repaired most of the damage.
Her speeder? The cheek of this woman.
Oh, it belongs to her, doesn't it?
She stole it. She stole it from the Magos after she killed him. You built it, most of it yourself. I mean, the Magos did a bit, sure, but it's more yours than hers. The thought comes unbidden to your mind. Good. Have it done by morning, 1000 hours. Have it transported to the Reckless. I may have need of it.
Yes, my lady. I'll stay up. I'll do overtime.
And the workshop, is it restored? The mansion can only repair the structural damage, of course.
Well, it's. I mean, Canni did quite a bit of damage. It's still not all quite back to how I want it. He is quite destructive.
Prioritize that. She never looks up. She never makes eye contact. The girl, Alyssa, in my absence, befriend her, make her feel safe, try and stop her doing anything foolish.
How do you propose I do that? She's a she she doesn't listen. She's erratic. I think she's gone quite mad.
At this, she does look up, and I would like you to make a fellowship test at +15.
Should be. Ah.
Empathize with her. Spend time with her. You have more in common than you know.
As you wish, my lady.
Now, what were you thinking, letting a pure strain gene stealer out into a populated area? How did she know? Who told her? Was it Otto? Was it Ferrunus?
She was. I think she was watching through the servo skull.
Voxucardium 101.
With all due respect, my lady, I have no idea what a pure strain gene stealer was, or at least I didn't know anything until what's his name? What's
Gladstock.
Maggot Man? Until Gladstock said something. I mean, I thought the plan was sound. We went in, we used a web grenade. We planned to immobilize the monster. I had it all planned out. How was I to know how strong it was?
She looks up at you at these words of defiance and cocks an eyebrow for a moment, and she sort of looks a bit bemused for a moment, and she says, "Fair enough. I suppose you haven't encountered such a beast before, but it must have clearly seemed dangerous to you. Regardless, there are now 4 dead and 1 critically injured member of the carnival as a result of these actions. Human lives, Miss Calamere."
Yes, I'm well aware of that, and I suppose I'm lucky not to be one of those casualties.
You are. And in that regard, I have arranged for the Syrian brothers to schedule you for some combat training. You are inefficient. A plasma pistol should make short work of such a creature. And if they get too close, assuming you survive their initial assault, there are techniques for dealing with their heretical number of arms. The twins will show you.
Yes, very good. Although I wasn't planning on making a habit of facing these in combat, mistress.
Again, she looks at you a bit bemused, and the eyebrow arches. Continue to provide technical assistance to the acolytes in my absence, and continue to use your algorithm to search the Decilium infosphere. Understood?
Understood. I'll maintain eye contact.
She looks straight at you. Says, "You were wounded today."
Yes, yes, quite severely. I think I'm lucky to be alive.
Have you considered subdermal armor? Your stomach lurches and drops. This is not where you hope this conversation would lead. This is almost the opposite.
I will give it some consideration, some due consideration. I'll think it over, my lady.
Your blackout earlier, when you returned to the mansion, you lost sensory input. Your analysis, mental, physical, a side effect of the neural link. You and Otto both wear one. He experienced a similar thing. What are your thoughts?
Dave, is this what she's referring to, the kind of film noir section? Is that what she means?
She's referring to when you entered the mansion and collapsed and ended up in
in the
labyrinth.
In the labyrinth. I don't want to tell her about the labyrinth. I'm going to say.
Referred to it as
she's
blackout.
Blackout. And she goes, I'm going to go. I'm not quite sure. It seems a logical answer. I think I need more data.
I spoke to Pench. He analysed your brainwave patterns. Brainwave patterns.
Waves.
Yours and Otto's. He says it was similar to my own experience, registering as though you were awake. When it happened to me, I was remembering my last time here on Desalium and Soldavan visiting me. Did you remember anything?
No, my lady, I don't believe I did.
Perhaps it was not the same experience. Perhaps your CPU is malfunctioning or something to do with the neural link you keep wearing. Fair enough. That'll be all, girl.
Very good, my lady, and safe travels.
Oh, there is one more thing. She gestures towards the door leading opposite the door that you entered. Says, the latrine. It won't flush.
Well, I'll see right through that, my dear. My dear? No, I don't say that. I'll schedule it into my repair schedules, but I'll prioritize the speeder, right?
She looks up at you and arches an eyebrow again. Or perhaps you could see to it now.
Yes, my lady. I'll just go get my tools.
Okay. So you fetching your tools?
Yes, indeed.
Coming straight back?
Sure. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
Roll to the bottom toilet, please.
Lady Mesra, she's put out some cracking dumps.
These
What's your left in there?
these
What
are
has,
psychic shits.
what does-
You got
what
careful.
does
They might
Vernetta
explode on
see?
touch.
Sorry?
heretical
These are
side?
psychic shits. You might explode on touch.
A psychic.
Herapoo.
Hera shit.
Why is that
I'll also bring my clothes peg with me.
Can you see the next room?
Let me have a look. The next room, as in, no, I cannot. I think are you talking about the room that's down to the left of
Yeah.
where this room is? No, I can't.
Why won't it let me do that? Oh, it's something to do with the fog of war, isn't it? No, I don't want to do that. Why won't it let me remove the dynamic lighting? Or whatever it is. It's all right. I've got it. There you go. Should be able to see it now.
Gonna go into the bathroom, muttering under my breath slightly.
Okay. You've never been inside Mesmon's bedroom before, and it's incredible. A huge four-poster bed, bookcases, another desk upon which sits a ledger, quill, pot of ink, numerous chests of drawers, wardrobes, a comfortable armchair, a large fur rug of some beast you've never seen before, and so much space. It's softly lit, tastefully decorated, luxurious. A pile of bloody clothes lies in a heap to one side. A door leads off to the side chamber a bit further down. You should be able to see that. You imagine that must be the bathroom.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
I'll shut the door behind me.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have a little. Might as well have a little scan while I'm in here. I'm gonna have a little scan with the. Where are we? With my allspec. Oh no, the allspec is shattered. I won't do
Yeah.
that. Okay, I'll just have a little look around, a little brief look around. Try not to disturb anything, but
Okay. Make an
before I
awareness
go.
test.
Oh yes.
Plus 10. Plus 10 awareness test.
Indeed. Okay, try reroll. Yeah.
So nothing particularly catches your eye as out of the ordinary here. It looks like a perfectly ordinary bedroom. The one thing that really does stand out, I mean, the books, they're the sort of thing you'd expect. There's a few fiction books, but there's a lot of books on things like treaties on becoming a diplomat or instruction manuals for trainee inquisitors, that sort of thing. But the one thing that does stand out to you is this pile of bloody clothes. It seems out of place.
I'll take a closer look. Maybe have a little rummage.
Okay. As you have a little rummage through it, you see the blood is quite fresh. You are basically trained in some basic levels of Medicaid, and you can tell that this is recent blood. And the clothes are definitely some you saw the Inquisitor wearing this morning before you headed out into the carnival.
Okay. Have a little think.
Without your auspex, of course, you can't really do a lot with the blood as it is.
No. Just seeing if I've got anything that's of use. Not really. The medical mechadendrite sits in my gear, but I don't have that with me, do I?
You didn't have it fitted when you
I don't think so. I didn't
went
see
out
it.
to the carnival.
No. And we don't have a servo skull anymore, do we?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna go and I've got nothing to sample the blood.
I mean, you've got your toolkit. You've just picked up your tools.
Okay, is there any way I could take a sample of the blood for later analysis?
You've got plenty of tools if you wanted to.
I've got a med kit as well on me. Maybe there's something in there that I can take.
I mean, yeah, there's bandages in there. If you wanted to soak a bit of blood into one of the bandages, you could do that.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll take a sample of blood. I have interest. Try and find out whose it is later.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to put the nose, the clothes peg on my nose, and then head into the bathroom.
Okay. You head into the bathroom, and the bathroom too is the height of luxury. The air is scented with blossoms that are stood on a small table by a large sink, and the bath is enormous. You could get 3, maybe 4 people in there, or perhaps 2 if one of them was of significant size. You shake the thought from your head. You turn your attentions to the toilet. It flushes. Your combead bursts into life. Boo! Says Alyssa.
Is this your doing, Alyssa?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, she shouldn't speak like that. She says, yes, I fiddled with the toilet. I knew she'd ask you to look at it.
Well, honestly, I'm quite happy that you played this little prank on Mesmeron. She's, she's always thinking she's so superior. Oh my god, who is it? Hayden, isn't it?
Hayden, it's Hayden.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
You're making a bit of noise, fella, when your mic hits your body.
Oh, sorry.
I can tell the scrap code. I can tell the Hayden interference.
Energy drinks don't work.
I'll tell you about that shit. You want to stay off the dragon's jizz. You want to.
Dragon's jizz.
No, I was saying to Alyssa. I was saying, she thinks she's so superior all the time. She thinks she knows everything. She thinks she's better than me.
You shouldn't let her treat you like that.
No.
She's nicer to the others, even to Otto, and he's a weasel. Stand up to her. She's mean.
I don't think she likes us techies, us cogs.
No, I think she's got a bit of a stick up her ass. You should tell her you don't deserve to be treated like this. And I would like you, as this is going on, to make an awareness test at +10.
Awareness test, eh?
Back in a moment.
Oh my god, that's 2 in a row.
As you're talking to Alyssa, you're peering around the bathroom, and you see on the counter by the sink, there's 2 small pill bottles. And they catch your eye. Go on, Alyssa. Go on,
I'll have a
Vernetta.
closer look.
Brave. Venetta's continuing to try and egg you on as this is happening, as you're having a look. She wants you to sort of stand up to the Inquisitor. So these two small pill bottles. One contains about a dozen pills, and there is no marking, no label on it. The second bottle is labelled calcitrere. It's a High Gothic word. Do you speak High Gothic?
Yeah, let's have a look. Or do I? I don't know. Yep, got High Gothic.
It is the High Gothic word for kick.
That's why she's in such pissy mood all the time.
I would like you to make a Medicaid test at +20.
She's been working herself too hard.
Yeah, you know what kick is? It's a drug used to stave off fatigue. Oh, those, says Alyssa. She takes those all the time.
You say there's an unlabeled bottle as well.
There is, yeah.
Okay, I'll take a pill from there as well, please.
Okay.
I-
Add it to your inventory, please. Unknown pill.
Unknown pill. I'm gonna say I will tell her. I will stand up for myself. Just maybe not this time. Maybe next time.
Don't be a coward, Vernetta. You fought
No.
the beast. You defeated the beast. You survived its assault. You fought Speyer. You can do this.
You're right, Alyssa. You're right. I will tell her. I'll tell her. I'll tell her what's so. You know, you're right. We're going to be good friends, me and you, Alyssa. I'm going to do it right now.
Good.
Okay. I'm going to storm out of the room. I'm going to open the door needlessly, violently. I'm going to say to everyone, "There's nothing wrong with your bloody toilet. And stop talking down to me. You talk to me worse than Otto, and he's a weasel."
I would like you to make a fellowship test at +10.
Oh no! Can I use a fate point? I think I've used one or two.
Yeah, you've used one. You've got one more.
Okay. Oh no, I think I've got 3. Oh no, I burnt a fate point, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
I passed on the second go and used my last fate point.
Okay. Mesmeron seems stunned for a moment. She's sort of caught halfway through writing this ledger and she looks at you. She stares.
I'll maintain eye contact.
And then her face softens and the lopsided grin creeps across her face and she shakes her head. She says, "Oh, forgive me, Vernetta. I've dealt with so many of your kind in the past. They tend to prefer the curt, blunt approach. I sometimes forget you are not quite like them. I hope you can forgive me. Please, take a seat."
I'll sit down and say, "My augmetics, you said you'd help me get rid of them. And now you're talking about more armor, more augmetics.
I have not
Not what I
forgotten.
want. I want to be free of it. You have the power. You have the power over biology. You can make me whole again."
Start quoting 90s girl band lyrics.
Is that? It just comes out. Sometimes I do it all the time. You keep getting like these little cultural references. They'll just come out, and I don't even mean to. I was watching one the other day. I was watching back one of my vids, and it was like I just did a really obvious Star Wars quote. It was like, "And then 1,000, million lives all cried out at once." Or something like that. You know what I mean? When the Death Star
remember
blows
that
up,
one, yeah.
And I just came off the cuff, and then Hayden says, "Ha, that's Star Wars," and I went, "Yeah, it is." But I didn't think it just kind of, it just comes out sometimes.
Yeah, they just come out, don't they? She looks you over and she does smile at you and says, "I am sorry, Vernetta. I have not forgotten my promise to you. I've spoken to a colleague of mine regarding your augmetics. He believes he could create a replacement arm for you, vat-grown from your own cells. It would, for all intents and purposes, be a real arm. Your digestive system, however, is a trickier obstacle. He claims the work done by the Magos was efficient, quite cruel. It will be hard to undo entirely. A biological replacement may be impossible. But he does believe he could create something of a hybrid system, part machine, part real you, that would at least allow you to consume regular food. As for your cranial enhancements, well, there are dangers associated with their removal. And to be perfectly honest, I think you would be better off keeping them, but it is your decision. There is an alternative, one that I might personally be able to provide, but it's something that I have not had much success with in the past. I would be willing to attempt such a thing, but I would need time to practice, hone my ability, and after last time things have been a little up in the air lately, Vernetta. When I return from Scintilla, we will talk further of your predicament.
I understand that. I understand you have a lot on your mind, and perhaps you should take things easier on yourself. My request will wait, and there are greater priorities for the Imperium and the Inquisition. I understand that. You should go easier on yourself.
She just sort of stares at you for a moment. But seems to be considering what you say, and she says, "There is never time to go easy on oneself in my position, Vernetta. I have not assigned you any particular additional task to perform in my absence. Obviously, there may be numerous technical issues that the others bring to you, but your time is your own. Use it as you see fit. I trust you enough to know how to make best use of this time. I know you usually find plenty of ways to keep yourself busy. Vernetta, I never planned on you becoming a field agent. In fact, I never planned on anything for you at all. I don't even recall asking you to man the workshop. You just sort of did it yourself. I hope you understand, Vernetta. You are not my slave. You have spent enough time in servitude against your will. All I ask of you is that if you wish to remain here, you earn your keep, and you have, thus far. Keep an eye on that algorithm of yours. If it flags anything up, let people know, and help out where you can. With your colleague's task, however you think you can best serve, and the twins will train you in combat, if you desire it, to avoid a repeat of today. But, Vernetta, I need you to understand this. You are not kept here against your will as you were with your previous arrangement. You are more than welcome here, and I value your skills and abilities. But you are free now. You can leave if you want and make your own way in the world, or you can stay and be a part of something larger. But if you do choose to leave, I know there are people here that would miss you. And as she says these words to you, Vernetta, you realize something. She's right. You were never formally asked to work here. You were brought here by Mesmeron and interrogated, and then released. And you just kind of stayed. Because where else would you go? I commend you on trying to help the carnival folk. They will mourn Millie in their own way, and those killed by the beast. That's on you, Vernetta. You have to live with that. However, you should take some solace in knowing that you have perhaps prevented a greater tragedy from unfolding. You did what must be done. There is always a cost, Vernetta, and sometimes to preserve lives, a few must die. But I am glad that you were not one of those few today.
Thank you, my lady, and what it's worth, I do want to stay here. I feel that I belong here, and I would be missed. I want to stay. I like helping. I like making things. I have a purpose here.
Good. We need you. You know, the incident with the money, Vernetta.
Yes,
Your friends.
I tried to talk them out of it, but they wouldn't listen. Otto wouldn't listen. He's a weasel.
I know. I heard every word, Vernetta. My question to you, though, is why? Was it logic that dictated that it was a bad idea to steal the money? Or was it compassion? Or was it something else?
I knew Canni wouldn't like it stealing from his father. Well, not his father, but his father figure. I mean, and yes, I mean we've been given a home here. I mean, why would we steal from them? It doesn't make sense. It's. But he wouldn't listen. They wouldn't listen to me. I tried to convince them.
She smiles at you. From the moment you mention Canni, she begins to smile, and she does not stop. He says, Vernetta, you should rest. I know you don't particularly need to take as much rest as your companions, but those wounds of yours, they nearly killed you, from what Pench says. You should take some time off yourself. Don't worry about the speeder. Just send it up to the Reckless. I'll have one of Run's people finish the work. Are you aware of the Hollow Suite upstairs in room 4?
Yes, my lady.
I've given you access to some of the files stored there. May I suggest 3 Gamma 14? I think you'll like it.
Okay. Sure. So, what is it?
Lesbian Tech Fest. What is it?
One night in Desolate.
Yeah.
He just smiles at you and says, Go on. I have things to do.
Okay, I'll take my leave. And before I go, I just wanted to thank you for taking me to dinner the other day. It was quite nice. It made a pleasant change. I don't recall ever having such a lovely time.
Missy and Dr. Pench have developed a way for you to consume food the same, or at least appearing the same, as the other acolytes. And from now on, you will be served such food.
Thank you, my lady. And think on what I said. Try not to be so hard on yourself.
That'll be all, Vernetta.
Okay, take my leave.
Okay.
Head up to the Hollow Suite, I guess.
It's around 11:30.
Well played.
Some of you have been up for a good number of hours. Vernetta, you're heading up to the Hollow Suite?
Yeah.
You walk inside. This is the room, by the way, that Siegfried saw the ghost child. That obviously wasn't one. It's a bare room. There's no furnishings, no apparent projection from the Wraithbone in this room. It just appears to be a room made entirely of this substance you've seen things to be made of here. But set in one wall is a small console of imperial design featuring a keypad and a screen.
I start talking to myself and say, I told her. Did you hear? I told her. I stood up to her. I'm going to play with a hollow screen a bit and type in the 3 Gamma 14.
You hear a small voice in your head as you do this, and it says, Well done. I told you to stand up to her. I told you could be brave.
You're right, Alyssa. You're right.
You flick through the files on this screen, and you find the file 3 Gamma 14.
Okay, I'll push
Would you
play
like
on
to
tape.
access?
Yep.
The file loads. It's now around 11:15-ish. Gaius,
Yes.
Siegfried, Canni. Canni, you're probably turning up back at the mansion at this point.
Yeah, there was something else I wanted to do, but it can wait till another day. I mean, it's nothing that can't wait.
I mean, you can do it if you want. It's not a problem.
I mean, what I wanted to do before I went back to the mansion is to deliver the bad news to Horace, who's on the way. I think I just seen him north of the mansion before. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to do that, we can do that.
No, so I mean, it can wait if you want to. Also, I just want to get this side quest out of the way.
It's your call. You can do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to Horace and speak to him.
He's just sat forlornly on the edge of the cavern. And he says,
Sit next to him.
"Oh, all right, Canni, you all right then?"
No, not really, Horace, not really. I'm gonna take out an IO stick, gonna light one, pass it to him, and then light another for myself.
He takes it.
Now, Horace, me old mucker, there's no easy way to say this, so I'm just gonna get straight to it. My lady friend, Vernetta, she got to the bottom of your missing Millie. And it's not good news. Millie, she's been killed by some horrible monster in the House of Horrors.
I figured as much. You know, everyone was saying that she'd left me in that, and I know we'd had our problems in that, but, you know, that's what it's about, isn't it?
She still loved you, Horace.
You get through these things together, don't you?
Yeah.
But this beast, how'd it get out? I mean, the security on that place is usually tight as fuck.
Well, that's the thing. It's part of the investigation. My good lady Vernetta. She went into that room with my companions. They tried to subdue the beast, but it was monstrous. It was terrible, and it broke out of their confinement, and it actually ripped Vernetta apart. She's lucky to be alive. They had to chase it down and hunt the beast. It's dead now, thanks to that fucking hero, Otto Krassmark, the Twistback. He's a fucking hero, that one. I fucking love that little dwarf. But yeah, he fucking killed the beast, didn't he? He fucking killed it. Fucking brought it down. So yeah, so that it's been dealt with, although it took out many a Canni on its path. And then the one who brought it in, that Martiana, I'll tell you, Horace, I fucking made her pay. I fucking made that Mariana pay as well. They're all dead now. They're all dead. I have avenged Millie, but I'm sure that's of no solace to you.
He looks up at you and you see this intense sadness in his eyes. And I would like to make a fellowship test at +20.
Hey!
Okay. He says, right, well, thanks for telling me. And thanks for dealing with it. And,
Yeah, I said I would, didn't I? And I did it. Canni's a man of his word.
whoever, yeah, I suppose you'll, I'll be back in a minute. And he leaps into the air and begins to flap really awkwardly, and it takes him fucking ages to fly across the chasm. And he heads into his cave on the far side of the chasm. And after a minute or so, he returns, and again, he's flapping really awkwardly. It takes him a long time. You can see why he no longer performs in the circus, in the carnival, sorry. And he lands, and he reaches into a pocket, and he holds out something to you and says, "Deal's a deal, I suppose." And he holds in his hand, about the size of his hand, a brown egg.
Canni's going to try, he's going to resist the urge to lick his lips as he looks upon the brown eggs as well. Yeah, Horace, I always said you're a man of his word. That's why I like you, Horace. You can always trust you, can't you? I'm gonna take the egg.
Okay. And then he reaches into. Oh, carry on. Sorry.
I'm just gonna say, and I'm gonna say, you know, if there's anything else you want from me, anything else I can help you with, you know, don't do anything stupid, will you, Horace? You know, I know it must be very hard for you to lose Millie, but you know, don't do anything stupid, will you?
No. I won't do nothing stupid.
Yeah, good, good. Yeah, you're loved around here, Horace. Everyone loves you.
I want you to make a scrutiny test.
I scrutinise him very well.
You get the feeling he's going to do something stupid. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out another egg. And you recall when you made this deal with him, he offered you a white or brown egg. And he holds out a white egg. And he says, "You do me a favour? The one who killed the beast. You give him this."
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. This is a deception.
Give me a deceive roll.
You have a fucking omelette. The last of their kind. Probably.
He takes it back and says, "Actually, maybe I should give it to him myself." Puts it back in his pocket.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, no problem, Horace. I'll tell him. I'll tell him you look. Damn it! If only I had some fate points left. If only I was any good at any of my skills. But yeah, I will tell Otto later. Damn it! I wanted to eat 2 eggs. Right. Anyway, I'm going to say to Otto, Horace, I told you not to do anything stupid, and I meant it. I can tell you fucking lied to me. I'm going to grab hold of him by his shoulder and say, "You're loved round here, you know that. Don't do anything fucking stupid, eh? Don't have to keep an eye on you, do I?" I'm going to try and intimidate him a bit.
Okay.
Oh, God, Alan. Fuck, shit. That's another fail.
He says, "All right, yeah. I won't do anything stupid."
Yeah, good. Good. I knew you wouldn't. Even though I know he is. I'll take my leave and say, I'll see you around, Horace.
You take care, Canni. Thanks.
Yeah.
And he just sits back on the ledge, just begins to stare down into the chasm.
Okay, I'm going to head back inside.
Okay. So around this time, most people are beginning to assemble in this room here for Gaius Mortalis's birthday party.
Awesome.
Can
Is
we
the only way to
just
describe it.
do
I'm
a
gonna go
couple
for
of, couple
sorry?
of rolls for round wins between each other? So
I mean, if you really want to, I mean, I don't see why
I'd love
why
to.
it matters
We'll
at all. But
yeah, just give us something. Go on,
How'd
stick
you
with
feel
it.
about it?
Flash while Hayden wants to fight more in the arena.
no, Hayden wants to do more imaginary fights that have no consequence. That's what he's doing.
Exactly. I want to do 5 imaginary fights that have no consequence using just a roll off between a D100.
Okay, so
About 3.
just give me 5 weapon skill rolls, both of you.
Just 5 weapon skill rolls. Okay.
Can't reroll.
1.
No re-rolling, just straight weapon skill rolls.
Boom. 1. Boom. Uh-huh. Do 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 do.
Oh,
Yeah, I know that was you, but
Oh,
oh wow, I get schooled.
Okay, so Siegfried won the first. Gaius won the second. Siegfried won the third. Gaius Sorry, Siegfried won the first, Gaius won the second, Siegfried won the third, fourth, and fifth. So out of 6 bouts, Siegfried definitely won.
Yeah, wow, Siegfried, that was one amazing. I have to do more training with you again.
I'm
just
going
gonna
to bow to him, guys. Pleasure is all mine. Just bow, and then as I'm walking away back to the rack to take the sword, just do a little flourish,
Yeah,
and then drop it into the holster.
beaten by my own shit rolls tonight.
Have you settled up your wager, guys? Remember those 50 creds on that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna transfer the money over to him
Yep.
now.
A wager. My only regret is I wasn't there to bet on you. Yeah.
You can't do this on your birthday. Man. It's like it would be dishonourable to rob you first. Keep the throne.
It would be dishonourable to not agree to the agreement what we had.
That's true. I was relying on you saying it, and then I was told that thrones.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I've passed it. I've minus 50 off mine. So
Fantastic. I've added 50 to mine. So
yeah,
fantastic.
Yay,
I
well
like
done,
the way Siegfried's doing well.
Next time.
Okay. So, Gaius
Anytime
and
you want.
Siegfried, when you arrive at the pool room, pretty much everyone's there. Mesmeron's not there. Missy and Pench aren't there. Canni's not there yet. But as you walk in, there's all these various people there, and as you walk in, they all cheer and yell and start singing "Happy Birthday" in High Gothic, because why not? Jeeves is there too. Jeeves has a tray of drinks arranged before you, and he trundles up and offers you one. Various people come up to you, Gaius, to wish you a happy birthday.
Yeah, joyous birthdays.
Yeah. And the people that come forward the quickest are Les is the first to wish you a happy birthday.
Les.
Ferrunus is Les is first, and Ferrunus and Titulos are close behind him. They're both patting you on the back.
Hey,
Surprisingly, Otto is really keen to wish you a happy birthday, and Vernetta as well. Vernetta seems quite keen, and she's a bit shy and coy around you, but she sort of walks up. And Gladstock too.
No, I'll just embrace Vernetta as she comes in and say, "How's my fellow cybernetic sister?" Yeah, we'll have to talk about these things later because this is weird for me. I'd like to know your views on it all.
She grins a little bit. She looks a bit shy and embarrassed about the whole thing, but she says, "If you're having trouble adapting and you need some help, then yeah, I suppose we could talk."
Yeah, I've got a few things, a few reasons why and stuff. But yeah, please, Vanessa, it'd be nice to have a bit of your time.
Yes, of course, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much for the birthday. Congrats. And
one of the okay. The next person who wishes you a happy birthday, and he gives you a hearty slap on the shoulder.
Which one?
He seems to be in very good spirits. It's Gladstock, the metal shoulder.
Oh.
And it's Gladstock, and he says to you, "Happy birthday, Mortalis. Many happy returns."
Oh, thank you very much, Gladstock, and thank you for coming. By the way, it's nice to have you down here.
I believe it's important to have a sense of camaraderie between people who work together in our line of work. It helps us bond as a team.
Gladstock, there's having a sense of camaraderie or being a comrade, which I would class you as the above now in the time we've known each other. I know I distrusted you at first, and that was my fault.
No, Gaius, it was not your fault. It was someone else's.
But I have full faith in how you run things, and I do not question you. Thank you very much for turning up.
You're welcome. And he scuttles off.
Yeah.
After Gladstock, who would be there? I mean, yeah, everyone's there except Pench and Missy and Spring.
Where's
Spring's
Fat
not there.
Les? Is anybody
Fat
else
Les is
green?
there. Fat Les was the first person who ran up
Yeah.
to you and wishing you a happy birthday.
Yeah. Whereabouts is he? I'm gonna see if
Right
I can
next to you.
get a servitor to bring us all a drink. Who's gonna
Yeah,
sit?
there is a
over
servitor
here.
here. Jeeves is here with a tray of drinks. Around this time, Canni, you turn up as well.
Are you having a fucking party? Well, let's give it some.
Oh, Canni, come over here. Come over here.
I'll head over and see the birthday boy.
Okay.
What's going on there? For some
Put it
reason,
here. Give us a
I
big man, but don't break me.
think. Oh no, there we go. There we go. For some reason, I don't think I could get through the door. I don't know if it was.
You were just stuck in the doorway.
You fat bastard.
Something wrong with this door. It's a bit. It's not
Someone's
opening properly.
Someone's made all the doors fucking smaller.
I don't know. I don't seem to have control over Canni.
Oh,
about
there's
this one?
something glitchy going on here.
Yeah.
What's
It's like
going
the other one. I'm like stuck in. It's something to do with dynamic lighting. I think I can't go through the walls. I think it's dynamic lighting. You know,
Can you see the room?
yeah, I can see the room. Canny's there.
Yeah.
But I can't go through. Oh, there we go. No, I can move now. Now it's working. Okay, right. I'm gonna head over. To Gaius. I'm gonna push Les out of the way, and I'll walk up to Gaius.
Les.
And, I'm gonna give Vernetta a sideways look as I walk past, and a small nod of the head, and then speak to Gaius.
You make an awareness test, please, Al, at -20.
Is it sight based, please?
No, it's not.
Okay, -20. Oh, no. Yeah, that's passed.
You hear Les, as you shove him out of the way, you hear Les go, fucking fat cunt. he mutters it under his breath, but you hear him.
I gotta say, you want Les? You say something?
No, just thinking I really must go to the library and do a bit of a fact hunt.
That's perfect.
Very good indeed. I'm gonna say, yeah. You see that you do that, Les.
Can I join you?
Wait, let me just check what Les thinks of Otto. He says, make a fellowship test for Otto at +5.
Do I hear this?
You're right there. You hear this, yeah?
I'm going to turn around while Otto's rolling his thing and say, I love a good fact hunt. I like to think of myself as a bit of a detective on the job, you know.
Vanetta pipes up and goes, I think... And then she seems to shut up for a minute.
One Vernetta, speak out. Yeah.
I got one.
I think I'd be a good detective, says Vernetta. Otto, Les turns and says, yeah, all right, Otto, yeah, if you want to come looking for stuff in the library, we could do that, I suppose, yeah.
I'm gonna say to Otto and say, Otto, I never properly thanked you. I just want you to know, I think you're a diamond geese. You're a diamond geese. You fucking saved all my mates. You killed the creature. Everyone fucking loves you. Otto, you're the best. I know I've got my mate Horace. My mate Horace. You know Horace the Birdman. He wants to give you a reward in person.
Oh, all right. Oh, that's
Yeah. As a thank you for all the hard work you've done. You know where he is. He's up on the surface.
There's nothing. All the day's work for visitor aid.
Well, yeah.
And I'm just going to pull out the pistol around.
Gaius hears this, laughs and goes, maybe he's going to let you play with his pecker. I've got a hunch.
I was going to turn around and go, be quiet, and then laugh.
Gaius has already walked off.
Damn it. Thank you. So I'm just going to spin the pistol around to try and show off.
Right.
I dropped it.
Yeah, everybody come around. gather around, people. I have a game well played. It's a game we used to do in the camps. We used to have like a bit more primitive version of this, but this will do. What you got to do is pot this ball. We're using this ball. I'm going to set it up, and you got to do it off a strike. So, the guy sets the balls up. He does. He knows this game inside out. He's been playing it for years.
It's kind of like a pull trick kind of game.
Yeah, pull trick one. He's been doing it for years. Very familiar with it. It would take a miracle for him to fail.
Okay. So, are you gonna start off by?
Yeah. Well,
Lead the way?
no. Well, yeah. I'll give a demonstration, and I'm gonna miss on purpose.
All right.
And then do it, set up, and then do it the second time round, and go. Oh, you get the general gist, people, and let people have a go. And
Okay.
the aim of the game is to get the ball in the hole in the least amount of shots. So I've done it in twos rather than doing it at one. And
Okay.
I'm going to say that's the game. So I'll put 10 thrones on the side of the pull table and say if you want it, it's 10 thrones. You've got to pot the ball in more than 2. So
less
do you
than
want
two.
let me
Less
make
than
a test for my second shot, please, Dave?
Yeah. So you missed the first one on purpose. So your second shot. Give me. Just give me an agility roll. Let's make it an agility roll
Oh shit!
with a plus 10. Let's make it a plus. In fact, let's make it a plus 20 because you've done this before. This is your little hustle.
You can't get it in one shot. Oh,
Fail.
If only you hadn't wasted all your fate points.
Shall I
during
try
six
again?
Yeah.
See if we can get it 3 shots.
Oh, I was going to pipe.
Oh.
I was going to pipe up. I'll have that
5 shots.
I'll have a go at that one, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Aye.
3 shots, eh? Oh, I can beat that.
Wait,
Keep going till you get it in.
That's his fourth shot,
Yes.
that one.
Fourth shot.
shot.
Fourth shot.
Yeah, 4th shot.
Okay, who's
10
going
10
next?
throws on the table. Come on then,
Okay.
people.
I was
10
going to put 10 throws down.
Go on then, Otto. This gives you some agility rolls. You don't get any modifiers for this. This is not your hustle. This was Hayden's hustle.
Okay. And oh, silly me.
First shot fails.
Oh. Hey.
Oh, well done, Otto.
Third shot. Well done.
Otto takes the coin.
Anyone else
Anybody
having a go?
Well, then you put 10 thrones down, Otto.
Yeah.
And see if anybody can take yours.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah. If they can't, then if they don't get it in as many, if they do it in more shots than me, then I win, don't I?
Yeah,
And
but you
that's
put your bet down. The winner takes a bet on from after that.
Yeah.
I'd like to scrutinise Gaius, please.
Yeah.
He's acting too happy.
Yeah.
Siegfried comes up to Gaius with a bottle of a really good bottle. I found like a nice one, and like
Well, they're a really good bottle.
yeah, like a really good bottle, and then just just with a glass of it on a tray, like you know what I mean, just comes over. Seems to appear out of nowhere with a drink for you.
Gaius. Canni is scrutinising you, and he's passed his scrutiny test.
Mm.
Does he notice that you're up to anything? Or
Canni, what you see is like Gaius quite happily pretending to be rubbish at something, and then you notice he's got a bit of a hustle on him. He was pretending to be really shit that time, and then he's going to up the bets against Otto. That's what you think.
I'm going to step up to the table and I'll put my 10 thrones down against Otto. If can I go? Yeah, I'll show you ladies how it's done. I'll show you. I want to say, Otto, I can't wait to tell old Wiley that you saved all his fucking money. He's going to be so happy. He's going to, you've done the Canni a real service there, lad. And I pat him on the shoulder. Pat him on the haunch.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
But that's not going to stop me from taking 10 thrones off you. And I'm going to put the 10 thrones down and and try and beat Otto's go.
Okay, so give me an agility roll.
I've played a game or two in the Canni, let me tell you.
Your first shot is a fail.
The fucking,
Second shot.
it's a fucking cheating.
Oh!
Yeah. And he nails on the second shot.
So do I take Otto's 10, do I?
Yep.
30. I think it's all together. It's like 30. Is it 30?
I don't know how you're planning on doing this, guys. I thought maybe you were betting against Gaius, and I was
Yeah,
betting
no,
against
no,
you.
no,
yeah,
now
yeah.
you take Otto's.
It's not
Otto's
clear to
10.
me.
Yeah. Your turn.
Okay, so I've won 10, yeah?
You've won 20, I think, haven't you?
Okay, yeah. So as in won my 10 and your 10, as in so I'm up 10.
Titulos steps up and goes, "Fucking hell, you fucking schoolboys, you don't know what you're fucking doing. Let me tell you, back in the guard, we used to do shots like this." And you realise Titulos has maybe had a bit of a drink, and he makes his shot.
Does it one?
Oh, tits! Look
I
at
fucking swear I have not cheated in that way.
Fuck off with your servo-assisted anus.
He's got really shit agility as well, Titulos. But people can still try and get the same, surely, and then you have a knockout round, yeah?
Oh well, like Gaius is a bit like, well, I'm gonna do this.
Walk away whistling.
Fucking do
I've
it.
had enough of this game.
I'd say, I'll put.
Now the
I'll
real
put,
sharks are out to play.
I'll put 30 down. That I can match that in one shot.
Okay.
Once I figure out how to go. There we are.
Siegfried's just watching all this with an eye in one hand,
Oh no! It's wrong one.
waiting. Moment. Wait. He's thinking in his head, wait.
Oh.
Okay, see, first shot fails.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's for 30 thrones, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you pot it, you hear a voice say, "May I have a go?" And standing at the door is Inquisitor Mesmeron.
He's going to chuckle under his breath, but he's not keeping it very quiet.
Just a second. What the fuck have I done to her character sheet? There we go.
While this is all going on, Dave, I'm going to go and stand beside Trantia.
Okay. Just looking for something.
Who made off with the money? Which guy came up and fleeced us all?
Titulos.
Titulos.
Uh-huh.
Motherfucker. Well done, Titulos. Fleeced us all. He got the one.
And
That's what it's all about.
Titulos is stumbling a little bit, and he's like, "Hey, no, you got to have some luck, some fucking
Right,
time,
when-
mate." Yeah, and he
What
pats his
happens
wounds.
is, when you get up to 2, everybody else has one shot at getting the one each. And after you've gone around once, then the game's over. It goes to the next nearest shot.
Mesmeron.
There we go. I've invented space pop
ball.
for us all.
You've invented Spaceballs.
Yeah, I've invented space balls.
I think that's not new. I don't know.
Well, space pot.
Mesmeron strides up, takes the cue, and makes her first shot. And I'm going to do this in the chat, so you can see I'm not cheating.
Of course you're not.
I'm definitely not cheating.
Fucking hell.
That's wrong. I don't know where that's come from. That doesn't make any sense.
You must roll it again.
I don't. Yeah,
Like,
I mean, she has passed with a dice roll of 6, but I don't know why the target is 82.
the string at the bottom of the pool cue table explodes out from the sheer force of her.
Something's gone wrong on my roll 20 because if you look at that, it says skill 36, modifier 46, target 82. Well, I didn't give her a modifier of 46.
But you still rolled a 6.
Yeah, I still rolled a 6. I mean, fair enough. Yeah. I would like everyone to make a perception test, please. An awareness test, please. Sorry, it's not sight-based. It's not hearing-based or anything like that.
Awareness.
Any passes?
Okay, so Siegfried and Canni, in the brief moment before Mesmeron makes this shot, you feel the air
That was
become
Otto.
charged.
That was Otto.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
That was Otto. Did that one?
And you feel the hairs on the back of your neck and your arms stand up just before she makes this shot, and the air takes on this greasy quality. To be honest, she didn't need to. She would have still potted it. But she's clearly using powers to cheat. And Gladstock says, Antonia, are you cheating? Mesmeron stands up right with the cue and says, Gladstock, how very dare you accuse me of such a thing? Would I ever cheat at a game such as this? And Gladstock says, what about on Pry, when you swindled all those people out of all that money? She says, oh, come on, Gladstock, I was drunk. Don't be preposterous. He says, oh, come on, you hypnotized that man into walking around like a chicken for 4 days. And Mesmeron just starts laughing. And the money that she picks up off the table, she puts back down and says, I'm so sorry, I just can't help myself. And she moves away. And her and Gladstock just start chuckling to themselves. And this is probably the first time, you know that they've worked together for some time. It's not really sure when they worked together because there's a lot of weird shit happened. But this is the first time that you see Gladstock and Mesmeron as more than Inquisitor and Interrogator. This is the first time that you realise how close they are and that they're friends. And they have this sense of camaraderie around them about the way they interact. And also for the first time in a great number of days, you notice Mesmeron does not look exhausted. And I think that's where we'll end it.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
good game, Dave.
Yeah, good
Excellent.
job. Yeah, enjoyed that.
That was really cool.
Cool. Right. Sunday Allen's game.
Yep, looking forward to it.
Cool.
Yeah, me too. I'm loving both these games at the moment. The
Yeah,
great,
it's fantastic.
the duality of it all. Yeah.
I like the irony of us getting a grilling in roleplay has not been lost on me as I had my earlier grilling today.
I don't know. Art mirrors life or something.
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah, it's an outwards life.
Well, it does definitely. A lot of the characters in this mansion are based in some way on people I know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's different characters have got different aspects of different people that I know, and I find great joy in watching them in real life and going, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that.
I'm harvesting you for role play.
Yes. Yeah.
Just finish it.
Character essence is now mine.
Yeah.
Simulated.
There is a character you haven't met yet that might come into it eventually. It's based on my own team leader, and I can't fucking wait for him. I really can't wait for him to
I think I might recognise him. I've heard you doing impressions of him before, I think. If it's the same guy, I think that's the one. Yeah.
That's because you're a cock, Dave. That's the sort of thing he always says to me. I've got a name for you, Dave. You're a geek. You're a nerd. You're a cunt. Took a bird back home last night. She wanted to watch a film. Smashed the back doors in. He's brilliant. He's a fucking gold mine of inspiration. He really is.
He's not with someone full time then.
He is at the minute. He has been for a couple of years, but he got divorced from his wife of 20 odd years, and he started going on Tinder, and every week he was coming to work and telling us his sexual exploits, and it's like, Vinny, you're 48, and nobody wants to hear this. Nobody wants to hear this.
Oh,
He
come
went
on,
to
man.
Thailand and
Sense,
started
man.
referring to himself as a sex tourist. It was fucking embarrassing. It was.
no.
God.
He's all right. I actually get on with him really well, and I don't dislike him, but he's just fucking cringeworthy. Absolutely cringeworthy. Right, good game, guys.
Yep.
We'll catch you Sunday.
Yep. See you Sunday, guys.
Good night.
Take care. Night.
Bye.
Bye.
No,
Night.
no.